Like what you just said right now actually made me upset. So you're gonna do the intro. So go ahead and do it. Yes, you are. Go ahead. Do it.
No.
Do it.
It's not
Do it.
Damn, it's not a democracy. We don't get votes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
for nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I consult Skylar sometimes too.
It's all you do.
Yeah,
I think you can do it this
It
time.
usually is all
After
me.
this
It's usually all me. So you can go ahead and
But you don't have to do the review this time, or does he? What did we
Austin,
elaborate on?
not you,
What?
because you were in
Did you
before
remember
me.
when we were like talking and Zach should do the review?
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
cleaning up my coffee
I'm
spill.
also okay with doing it for the record because I didn't choose the movie, so like I'm totally fine with it.
And also, you fall into the rule because our rule was like whoever joins the Discord last has to do.
Well, that's why we were joking about you doing it because you kind of left. And
Because I spilled my coffee. That's different. I was here talking before you even joined.
I said that very calmly. Do not escalate the situation.
Chandler pushed it off to the side. He's supposed to do the intro, and he's distracting everyone. He's distracting everyone by bringing up the summary. So Chandler, go ahead and do the intro.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
We're waiting.
Give up, are you?
No, I'm not gonna give up.
Well, I'll start up with House Moving Castle for the intro.
Okay, sounds good.
Kidding. Hello, Mediak. Welcome back to the podcast. This week we get to cover Studio Ghibli film House Moving Castle. Let's go. Maybe eventually one of these days. Princess Mononoke, however you say that. Sorry for butchering that. Austin picked this movie last week, so he's
Who's
going
Austin?
to give the review. Thanks for tuning in.
Wait, no, you have to tell everyone who hasn't seen us before, like who we are.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be a little different for me though, right?
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's me.
Yeah, Zach,
Yeah. Sky?
Sky,
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah.
It's inverted for me.
Really?
oh, that's
Guys,
perfect for me here. That's exactly.
Interesting. Okay.
That's exactly the thing for me.
They flipped the camera, I'm pretty sure, for you or something like that. So, yeah. All right. Take it away, Austin.
That was good, Chandler.
All right.
Thank you.
So we have our aura farming child, tween, teen, whatever. He gets touched by some worms. And then everyone he loves is like, oh, we never want to see you again. You're dead to us. So he goes off on an adventure and finds a town that has a very early industrial revolution, and they're messing with the forest gods. And then he meets a girl who's living it up Tarzan style with the wolves. And he has a little crush on her, and he gets involved in the war and has one really strong arm. And
Because it
then-
works.
Yeah, because of those said worm touching. His arm gets real big and buff sometimes. And then they fight a basically mini war. And then the humans decapitate a god spirit thing. And it gets really angry. And then they give the head back. And everything's okay.
All right, so
Hold on.
I thought you said hold on, and I was gonna say like, why am I holding on? What am I?
Oh, and happily ever after.
Oh yeah,
I
happily
believe.
ever
No, my interpretation.
There's no happy ever after at the end of this film.
There what?
No never
after.
after.
What are you talking about, bro?
I literally wrote that down. There is no happily ever after at the end of this film. The world is saved. The world is saved. But there's no happily ever after.
Like it doesn't
I don't agree.
say that.
They split, bro. They don't like actually like what was the
They're
point of the
neighbors
love
now.
story? Huh?
They're neighbors. That he's gonna visit her, and they're gonna have like.
That's
You
not
don't.
happily
You don't
ever
gotta. You don't gotta live in the same
What?
house as someone to still love them. You
after.
know.
No, I get that, but like I feel like they were working themselves up to something, and it just fell flat. I was not satisfied by the end of the film whatsoever.
I hate you.
I guess we're getting that off, huh?
I hate you. I actually hate you. I like.
No.
I can't. I said this last week. I actually said this last week, and it holds up so true. I cannot understand you. Like I actually can't understand you in the slightest.
I truly dislike the end of that. It's Bro,
I love that.
Dude, maybe that's just like
Fucking hell, Jesus.
that I haven't seen many Studio Ghibli films, but that is like peak for me. And I guess I'm holding everything to that standard, which sucks. Not fair. But thank you.
I think that's better than that.
That's no
Like, I
way.
can't understand like
Okay,
what's
I'm not-
bad about it.
Biased.
Just that they don't live together.
No, not even like it's not that. It's like at least some sort of connection other than just neighbors. Like I'll see you from time to time. Like they didn't go through all of that war and conflict. Like I guess my reasons might make sense if we start talking about more of the film. So maybe I'll save this for later. But
Okay.
I just don't think it culminated the way it culminated and just fell flat for me. Not a fan.
Like literally every single plot point was hit for me.
We can jump through. We'll go through negative. Don't spoil.
No, we have to go
Chance summary.
positive first. We do.
Oh yeah, positive. Oh shit, Sky.
Yeah.
Gonzo was the same voice actor as Wrath from Ben 10. It was awesome.
I watched it in Japanese.
Yeah. Oh
I watched it in Japanese.
wait,
Oh,
Did
English.
he's also wait. That's Jake from Adventure Time 2.
It is, yeah.
It is John DiMaggio.
Fuck. What?
Yeah.
What is Raph? It's been forever since I've watched Ben 10, but he says his name and he's like, "I'm gonna." I keep wanting to say, "I'm gonna tell you something," but that's John Bernthal. That's not.
Something.
Raph gonna tell you something.
Yeah, it's awesome. I heard it whenever he was yelling. I was like, wait a second, is this Rat?
I was freaking out because I was like, I know that voice. What do I recognize the voice from? And thank you for saying that because it's not like his Jake voice, and it's not like his voice in other the things I was thinking about. So it's definitely the Wrath one, and like that clicks for me. It was bugging me out.
This movie came out in 1999, right? Everyone?
97.
Help 97. Okay, that's correct. That's all I want to say. It's really impressive looking for 1990. Also, over 2 hours for 1997 for an animated movie. Yeah, me too.
I thought it flew by personally. Like
me too.
I clicked in the middle because I can't remember what I had to do, but I got up for some reason while we were watching this, and like I checked to see where we're at. I'm like, let's go. I have like an hour left in this, and that's so rare that I see that, and I'm like very happy that we have more movie left than I thought.
I'm just used to like anime movies being like an hour and a half flat. So whenever we left the home village, and I felt like I would assume like 15 minutes passed, which it kind of did, and I paused it and I was like, please have a lot of the movie left. And I was like, we have 2 hours. We have 2 whole hours left in this movie. That is amazing. I haven't felt that way since Spider-Man Brand New Day when they beat up the Hulk, and I realized we have an entire 30 minutes left in the movie, and I was like, more movie. Yay. Yeah, it was sick. Animation, like 1997. It's incredible. It looks so good.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Did anyone have like
same coloring style as Scooby Doo?
that is true.
Fantastic.
Good comparison, Skylar. You're right.
Connects to like everything that I've mentioned so far. It connects to external things that younger me and current me enjoy.
Yes, Studio Ghibli is as good as Scooby Doo.
What were you gonna say there, Zach? You're gonna ask us a question.
Yeah, I was gonna say like what was like in your guys' opinion, like was there like a specific moment of the animation that made you be like, what the hell? Like this is amazing. Like when was the first time it
worms.
happened? Yeah. Yeah, dude.
It was just good.
What that scene of crap, I can't remember the main guy, what's his name? The prince
Ashitaka.
Ashitaka, when he was running away on Kazul, what his name is his
elk.
deer? Yeah, his elk. Whenever they were running away from the worm thing, and the worm thing was like going like this, and you could see the individual legs of the elk, I was like, this is unbelievable. Like this is like Mappa level animation, and it came like 30 years ago. This is insane. It actually blew me away.
The arrows also had really good sound effects.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna add to that, like directly following that scene of him running away when the like demon started decomposing and like everything like fell off his body and all the blood and stuff. Like Zach, I know we talked about this like briefly last night, but I haven't seen a Ghibli movie in a little while now, and I kind of had in my mind that it was at least like not a kid's movie. I never thought this was like Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs 2 level. But I was still thinking that it might be appropriate for kids. And when that happened and all the skin and blood, like just like basically vomited off and like decomposed off the demon, I was just like, oh, I forgot. This is not that. This is definitely not a kid's movie. And I got hyped after that. But the animation, that was gorgeous. I mean, disgusting, but gorgeous.
See, my turning point for like, because I should have known like that this movie wasn't going to be made for kids, because Grave with the Fireflies exists, and that movie like is the most depressing thing I've ever seen in my life. But I kind of like forgot. I was like, oh, it's anime. It's going to pander at least a little bit to kids. And for some reason, I didn't think of it at that scene with the boar, because I was like, oh, it's just an animal that could probably pass. It was whenever like the following scene, whenever he's riding into the next village and he just like remove someone's arm.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying too.
Yeah, it was like thunk, and then went, and I was like, oh, what is happening?
My jaw dropped.
Yeah, me too.
And then the next one took off ahead, and it was just like, I was still riding. I was like,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
Crazy. That shit was awesome. And the best part, I read the second that happened, I wrote gore question mark. It was awesome. Chandler, I don't think you said
right
it.
in my mouth.
Gore.
That's what I was gonna say. It was between that, the arrows that you were saying earlier too, Sky. Those shots look so cool. But also, this is like actually not maybe a great a great scene of animation. But remember whenever he was on his journey, and he was just like on that plane, and you could like see like the sun glaring. I just thought that was sick.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was kind of minimalistic compared to their other stuff, but it was a lot at once, I suppose, to fit on one screen. I thought that looked cool.
That and like sunlight and shading and stuff like that is just incredibly hard to make look realistic. So I'm happy you mentioned that, because it was honestly so good I didn't even think about it, whenever that scene happens. Skylar, you look like you were going to say something?
Yeah. Did you like the monkeys in this movie?
I love the monkeys. I love the monkeys for many reasons. Whenever the shadow, that was so
Dude,
cool,
yes.
man.
I still like wasn't sure where they were going like thematically with the monkeys. So I like at that point in the movie whenever they were in the shadows. And I wasn't sure if they were going to be like actual apes or they were going to be like some sort of like demon creature because of the way that they were portrayed. But I obviously it clicked at the end of the movie and I was like, I'm thinking about it too much. Well, I don't know why I did that.
I actually might want to bring something up with that specifically, because that was not a turning point in the movie for me, but this movie does not like spoon feed stuff to you at all, as far as like who you're supposed to be rooting for and what you're supposed to be thinking.
So happy about it. That's one of the notes I wrote down.
About that more.
You're ripping it from my
things. Yeah, is with the monkeys. It does not tell you what you should think about them, but like a couple lines of dialogue from Princess Mononoke is like, oh no, you shouldn't be like going after and like eating the humans. Like you shouldn't be doing that. And at first it clicked my mind. I was just like, isn't that like a little hypocritical? I'm like, no, the point of what she's saying is because the monkeys, the apes are the ones who spread the seeds. They're like the typically like more vegetarian, like peaceful pacifists of the group, and the wolves are supposed to be like the teeth, the protectors of the forest. And it's significant that the apes are like, oh, let's kill the humans because they're supposed to be the gentle ones. They're supposed to spread the seeds and help the growth, and the forest is so infected and messed up that even the kind, gentle ones of the forest are hurting. And that's just, it doesn't spoon feed it to you, but them being how they are is just so impactful and representative of how awful the humans have impacted the forest and everything. So I love that moment.
giving you clam claps.
What is this?
Giving you clam claps from elementary school.
Oh.
You know, like whenever you had a teacher that was really annoying and didn't like the loud noise of claps, so they were like, do clam claps.
I heard both that.
Yeah,
That works.
so that's what this is.
Like snapping.
My teachers
Maybe I
always had
probably
us
did
do
wrong.
this.
I think this is golf claps.
Yeah.
We would do like the snaps or whatever you're doing there, Zach.
Yeah.
Which was like, nah, yeah, whatever, Austin. That's what I got.
Dude, no. I guess like I had really annoying teachers in elementary school. That's a joke. I liked most of them, but for some reason they just were like, I don't want noise whenever someone's saying something. So you got to do this. So it's just like you're
That's
clapping. Interesting. Austin, so I love that you said that. That made me really happy because that was kind of like that was the worm. We were talking about like the worms last night a little bit, and I want to shoot something out there because I'm not sure if it's something I like or dislike or am neutral towards. But I thought I like after I thought about the movie a little bit, what you were saying there, where it's like the humans are destroying these cultures and these people and causing them to go from like 180 their entire personalities. Do you guys think that the worms like would have come across better thematically if they infected like if the ape tribe was the one that attacked the humans at the end instead of the boar tribe? Because like at the beginning of the movie it was a boar that demonized, and I think it might have I'm not sure about my opinion on this. I just thought of it, so I just wanted to clarify that. I think it might have been a little bit better to show that any of the tribes could have demonized instead of just like another boar. Or what do you guys think about that? Skylar said no.
Yeah, I like seeing like the one clan because obviously they're older and they're more like first to assault type, like willing to bet it all in one attack. Their leader's really old. They already had one of their members, so I think them holding the most rage makes the most sense. They're like, this is our now or never attack, and then watch, and then forcing the others to watch. And the one wolf clan did end up joining their assault. But I don't think I would have liked the monkeys joining as fast. Not that it would have been fast, but they're like still like teetering on like the evil for me. Like that point where they're like, yeah, like the point where they want to eat the prince is like where they're on the ledge and like going to fall.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that explanation. Good, Sean.
It would have been interesting if the monkeys attacked the castle while the boars were attacking the lady.
My main thing was that I felt like they needed it to be the boars because they wanted it to connect into the attack at the beginning of the movie. But like, I also at the end of the movie, I thought that one could see the worms and completely like not understand what it was, if you know what I meant. And I thought that maybe having it do it to another creature would have allowed someone to think about it a little bit more. I don't know. I cut you off, Chandler. You were saying something?
No, I was like humming in agreement.
Oh. Austin? Yeah.
I think it's fair that it might have made sense to extend like the worms and the demonification to other species, but I think it did have to be the boars because it's representative of like the boar's nature. Like they needed a race, a species that would be baited fairly easily by the humans, and I think the boars are prideful enough and affected enough by like the main big boar guy who was like Wise was saying his entire clan was getting smaller and dumber and more angry, and it made sense for them to be easily baited out by like the fires and all that stuff. I don't think that would. I think that's a little bit too much of a turn heel for the apes in this.
You're right, and I forgot that it was like the entire point of it was supposed to be like a useless like attack that the humans were using as a way for them to get into the forest. I forgot about that for a second. I'm happy we had that discussion though. I enjoyed that. What do you guys think about the worms in general? I think that's not the most controversial bit because Chandler brought up what I guess the most controversial bit of it is, but. Any hard opinions on the worms? Skylar?
No, like how they represented the demon. Is that what you're asking?
What?
Are you asking like why would they use worms to represent the demon?
No, just like what was your interpretation of it? Like what do you think it meant?
The evil infesting.
Yeah. Basically.
Corruption.
Just people becoming bad.
It was like the rot and like decay on the soul, kind of.
Yeah.
So like I think that's why it's good that it represented by worms because it was their nature, their soul, which is the entirety of like the spirits like becoming rotten and corrupt. Yeah, and then it's like physically manifested like their own anger, their own like just wanting to like kill the humans has manifested like outwardly to where that's all it's consumed them physically. I thought that was awesome.
I'm sorry if I
Do you like
I
how it's-
read a note in a weird, and it made me like close my eyes. Good guy.
Do you like how it's slightly different for Ashitaka, where his isn't like fully there, but it's kind of like wrapped on his arm and slowly spreading, and then the water is the thing that calms it.
I definitely enjoyed it as like a plot device of like moving our character forward, and that especially to figure out his personality more without them like telling it to us that he's going to die, but he's still going to be doing all these good things. Like I really like that aspect of our character. Mainly the fact that he was going to die.
You think the corruption like on him from that scar expanded and grew whenever he was like angry?
Yeah.
And this okay.
Yeah.
It seemed like it would like fester a little bit more whenever he got frustrated and upset at the people. And then well yeah, just when he got mad in general, I thought. Okay.
It grew a lot throughout the movie. Like right before he got healed, wasn't it like covering almost his entire body?
Yeah.
It was like his upper half.
Yeah. Well, is that also though because he touched the head?
I thought that was before then.
It did happen though whenever he was touching the head, but I think it was also before.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure that he took off his like shirt right before getting to the deer village.
Had sleeves on.
Yeah, and it was like covering almost like it was on both arms, and it was like down his chest or something. Yeah, okay, not so. I think we should talk about the villain. The like villain of the movie, because that was like one of the most impressive parts to me because of how great the plot was. Like she is evil, but like the rest of the world is evil, and she is like objectively great to her team until the very end. Like I love that first introduction scene with her and walking through the village and seeing all of that stuff, because I was like, I love the moral ambiguity that we're supposed to feel towards her at this point in the movie. It made me so happy. Yeah, any opinions on that?
Completely with you. It's weird calling her the villain, because I don't think she was like inherently evil. Like I feel like Gonzo is more evil in this movie.
That's what makes it good.
So
movie.
like whenever you were saying villain, I was like, you're going down one of these two, and I don't know which one you're picking. But
Yeah.
like, you could also even say just like the curse as a whole is like the evil, but like I don't know. She doesn't feel like a villain, which I do like.
Yeah.
Because you're right, she is morally great to hers, but like the horrible things to the forest.
Yeah. And just like I guess the forest kind of encompasses all the animals too, but that was gonna like, because her shooting that boar at the beginning of the movie, like that's what caused everything to go down. And yeah, that Gonzo's the old dude that like corrupted her a little bit more. Yeah, the monk guy. Okay, yeah. So I know that like he pushed her further down that like bad, like I guess not like pushed her, like justified her bad actions, I guess, in a way. But she still was the one that pulled the trigger at the very end and shot the deer god's head off. So like I would still classify her as the villain, even though she thinks that she's doing good and all of her people are good. And also she like kind of sacrificed her city at the end. She said like, oh, they'll be fine. Whenever the prince said that the samurai were attacking them. Scott?
I don't think that was a sacrifice as much.
It's a discussion though. I watched this like with my girlfriend, and we were talking about that same thing afterwards, because I was like, up until that point, I think she was always in the corner of like another thing throw in there. Her whole village is basically like disenfranchised people. Like she's a village of bunch of prostitutes basically, and they're like some of my favorite characters in the movie. And it seemed like, and lepers and all of that. And I thought that she was in their corner, but I also thought that she was kind of using them, and I wasn't sure up until that point. And I was like, okay, I think she was using them, and that was a little heartless. But the other interpretation was that like she just had faith in them and believed that they could like handle it. And like genuinely, I think it could go either way. Like I was of the interpretation that I think that she was kind of too focused on her goal. Like I think she was very much like blinds like on like wanting to go through this whole process of gaining power and all this stuff. But I do think she also really cared about the people in the village on top of that. But she just got blinded by the rest of it.
In mine, I took as Steve mentioned multiple times, like preparing them so they can handle stuff on their own. And then I think preparing them was part of her goal, like getting them to a point where she could take on the forest god and then have them be okay. And it just happened to align with whenever they found it and whenever she deemed them to be like prepared enough to be able to fight, because throughout multiple times she did say she's been preparing them to like fight on their own, right?
Yes, but I feel like it's a little different whenever most of your village and main like defense force is gone, because like the point of the village was that the women made all of the like materials and the houses and stuff, and then the men were the ones that were like fighting, and she took like all of their normally trained soldiers away so that they can go fight the boars and then go kill the god, and left like just the normal people out to defense. Like I do agree with you. She did intend for everyone to be able to defend themselves, but I feel like she didn't prepare for if like only a quarter of the village was left and they were being raided by the entire samurai. My interpretation was that she's literally at the foothold of her goal for her entire life. She's not going to give up now. But like Austin said, literally could go either way. That's called good. Chandler, what'd you think of her?
Well, I kind of want to address the question you had earlier about if we thought she was the villain. I don't think she's a villain. I think Gonzo is more so a villain, which is crazy because in the beginning of the film, you think it's opposite. You think Gonzo's a good guy for helping out Ashitanka and finding like the spirit. And then she's portrayed as the evil person, like shooting the boar, shooting at Princess Mononoke on the mountain. I think they really did that well. Like it's really kind of tugging on my noggin for a while. I was very conflicted. But back to your point, your question, I thought I did take it as like a little heartless at first, but I like Austin, just like, oh, she has faith in them. And I obviously knew she cared for them. I mean, she had her own private little area where she was taking care of like those with leprosy. I mean, I feel like that says a lot. And she seemed very like thoughtful, and she like provided well for everyone, like a lot more than the previous ruler did. I thought she was I really thought that she was she really cared for humans. I'll say that. She really loved humans and she was willing to protect them, but she was quite inconsiderate to animals and the spirits and just nature in general. But I would still say she was a good guy in this movie.
She was a good guy. And not like morally gray or anything. She was like,
I mean, I would, of course, morally gray, but if it's black or white, she was a good guy. She was not the bad guy in this film.
Interesting.
I think that she was just influenced and used. I think you mentioned that earlier. Like, Gonzo was the one that was like kind of like fooling her the whole time.
I wouldn't say whole time, because like
towards the end.
Keep in mind, she did cause the demon at the beginning of the movie without Gonzo.
Yes.
I think that we keep soloing in on Gonzo, like Jago, I think is his name.
It's not Gonzo?
No, it's not. I was trying to tell for a couple of minutes now that it's Gonzo. I misspoke earlier.
Yeah.
He is the one guard who sounds like
I was thinking of the dude. Well, it's still.
Yeah. No, she is being influenced by him. Like he's her right-hand man and he's like telling her to do stuff. And I will say it is the whole movie that she is being influenced, because all of the men in her city are like firearm guys from the emperor. So like the emperor is influencing her through Jago the whole time. Like he sent her the men to help out, to support for that goal of Jago having like her kill the god instead of him, and the emperor being able to kind of take the resources of the village, and the guys that the emperor lended to her kind of turned in her favor, but they were definitely, the goal was to influence her the entire time.
Were the men in the village from the get-go originally from the emperor, or was it just those soldiers?
I think what Austin.
Yes, both those. That is the soldiers. That's what they're talking about. The whole movie. It's like all the men are the soldiers from the emperor. Like
Yeah, but didn't they switch up and like fully follow the girl, the woman? I can't remember her name. I'm sorry.
they do. No, but it's, oh my gosh, Lady Eboshi. Chan, at least my interpretation of it, and I'm pretty sure this was right, was all of the guys who were sent from the main city or the like empire from the emperor and Jigo to help her in her quest of like destroying the forest critters.
But she got,
and then they ended up marrying.
later on, right?
I don't know if that's.
Those would be the red caps. I thought that those were reinforcements.
So yeah, she had additional ones, like they came with Jigo like towards the end, but I do think the original ones that ended up marrying all of the women from the brothel were still from the emperor, and that's why they were like making fun of them the whole time, because they're not like OGs to
Yeah, but those people still switched up and still wanted to follow her instead of the emperor, right? Like that was the point of the entire introduction scene, was that everyone was like, she's the goat, we want to follow her instead of the rest of the world. Okay, cool.
Yes, but they were initially planted in there to turn on her eventually.
Right.
They just didn't end up doing it.
Okay.
And also, I will say, with Jigo, I made a comment partway through the movie when he was talking to Ashitaka, and I was like, man, I think there's something wrong with me. Instantly, I'm always like, if they ugly, they're bad. I'm like, oh, I guess I was wrong here. I guess the ugly guy isn't bad, and I shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And then, surprise, surprise, ugly man turns out to be bad guy.
What does that say about our society?
I guess. Yeah, lesson is
go attack every ugly person.
You're evil.
Yeah.
But he like got him all his 3 bags of rice for that 1 nugget of gold. I feel like, how could he do that? How could he just switch up on him like that?
That was a funny moment, though.
They're complicated characters. Yeah.
Conflict. Yeah. So Austin, if you're going with ugly is bad, is Lady Eboshi bad?
No, you think she's hot? You think she's not hot? You think she's ugly?
No, I was asking because if we said she's the villain earlier.
Oh no, I think it's not like it's like is a square or rectangle. Like is a rectangle square type thing. Mm-hmm. Like a square is always a rectangle. In case of the ugly person is always bad, but that doesn't mean every rectangle is a square.
Yeah, so I'm not character. That's like every ugly person.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
She ain't ugly.
You go, she ain't ugly.
I don't know that belief until I see an ugly good character.
Yeah,
it's not possible. Yeah. What protagonist in any movie we've watched has ever been ugly? Point proven. Spider-Man's not ugly. Spider-Man's supposed to be a loser nerd, and he's still beautiful.
Spider-Man.
He's a beautiful man.
It depends on your thoughts about animals, because I could say open season for some of them. Maybe some of the animals aren't the most attractive.
We have not reviewed open season.
Crazy cool. Challenge me. Is this bear hot?
What are your guys' attraction level to the bear? What's his name? Ooga? Boog? Boog. It's Boog.
Boog's kind of thick. I don't know.
You do be shaking it. You do be shaking it. Yeah. Skylar, give me a rating out of Boog from 1 to 10.
Like on attractiveness or as a character, like how good he is.
So do attractiveness and then do as a character.
9 and 10. I don't know why I asked.
10 and 10. Damn, bro. Yeah, no, he's definitely not a bad guy. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. You got all that, man.
Should probably get back onto the movie a little bit.
I had to try and throw it to some obscure.
I liked it.
That was a great.
It was a great pick.
I mean, it's not an obscure movie, but in the terms of the podcast, it is.
Dude, that movie's like 20 years old. It's kind of obscure now. Isn't that crazy? Like, I feel like that's such an influential movie in our childhood, but like, I don't know.
Talk about the monkeys more.
The monkey. Go ahead, dude. Yap about those monkeys.
Yeah. Whenever they're like first showing, and Austin mentioned like they're just like all like just red eyes like across. I also thought they were demons, but then whenever they're up in the tree, just kind of mean mugging. Oh, that was so tough.
That was a
I
cool
really
shot.
liked the monkeys, and they started throwing shit. Oh my goodness, they were so sick. I didn't imagine that they would pick monkeys as the other one because like all of ours were kind of mammals. So I thought they were gonna pick maybe like a reptile, maybe like a snake.
I see where you're
or because all of ours used legs as like their main way of transportation. So maybe like a bird or something like that, or like a bee, because like they're usually in hives anyway. So it'd be really easy to interpret a queen into the royalty that they had. So I thought it was. Don't get me wrong. I love that they picked monkeys because that is so sick. But like I think I would have preferred them adding in one more, maybe instead of the boars, making it like a snake, kind of something that people already kind of gravitate with evil, and like danger immediately. Because I feel like they could just make it a big snake. I mean, the boars were above our size anyway, so not to mention those wolves. But like you could make a big snake, a couple big snakes, and then have them do it, and then I think it would have similar impact, and it would give more forest representation.
I understand your point, but I think I disagree, because I think that they needed to be monkeys because they had to show that they were on like either side of going good to bad. Like this, what?
I wanted to swap the boars.
Oh,
them.
okay. Yeah, I'd
think
swap
they-
the boars. Yeah, I agree with that.
The
I'd swap.
monkeys had to say, just because I like them a lot. Like they were probably the easiest one to swap, but they needed like a really smart species.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 would be very upset at you because they are not monkeys, they are apes. Just saying.
They also don't talk. But I think they do talk. I lied.
Yeah, I was
actually
gonna say
talk
they do,
directly.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my fault. The ones in Cloudy with Chance of Meatballs 2 don't talk. They just think and have a thinker talker.
No, the ape lady talks.
One talked.
Yeah.
You're right.
This guy's a LARPer, dude.
I hate that movie. I was here last week and the week before, and I watched the movies.
Dude, have you guys seen
I was wrong about the monkeys and like Cloudy with Chance of Meatballs 2. I was
It's
wrong about
okay,
the boy speaking.
I forgive you.
Yeah.
It could not matter less. Did you guys see that meme since last week about the lanterns meme about the interrogation scene where it's like, so you say you're a Batman fan and not a Batman LARPer, and then he like asks questions about Batman. He goes like, what'd you think of the Tom King run? He goes, I don't know. There was like a controversy with it. It released in 2016. And he goes, that's all you have to say about Tom King's run. That's the breadth of your opinion on Tom King's 2016 run. Man, you are a Batman LARPer. And I was like, all those memes are so great coming from that scene. It's so funny. I'm pretty sure only me and Austin understand that reference, but we could talk about that later. I that's what made me think of that. I was like, you're a Cloudy LARPer?
But proud one too.
Brown one. Yeah, I agree. This movie's metal as shit, dude, and I like it a lot. Like, I like how like not gory, but how they just show you shit. They just show you everything, and I very much enjoy that. It made me be like, yeah,
They have very hard colors as well.
oh yeah, in a great way too. Like it's fucking beautiful, but like it's like darkly beautiful in certain aspects. I don't know if that was a weird adjective there. I don't think that worked, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It was just sweet, huh?
Hauntingly beautiful.
Yeah, that's a great adjective for it. It really was hauntingly beautiful. Certain bits in the forest, I was like, I want to walk around there. Like it looks like it could be dangerous. I would like to go walk around there.
I had the exact opposite.
Oh.
Like, man, I'm glad I'm not walking around there. It looks great, but I'm gonna die.
I can't remember if it was like the beginning or middle, but there was like a bit where they were in the forest and it was like like basically not pitch black, but like it was like super dark and the trees like I don't know. It's something about it made me be like I would really like to walk through that forest right now. It was really sick. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
How have we not talked about the little forest spirits yet?
Oh, dude, yeah.
I was about to take it on them.
I paused the movie to draw some of them. By the way, I was like, I fucking love this so much.
I watched this movie with Lily. Obviously, she loved those things. And I was like, yeah, they're like adorable. And then whenever Ashitaka's carrying that one guy up on his back, and then you see all the little spirits carrying him up on their back as well. I'm like, okay, these dudes are alive.
This is
Yeah, I was like, okay. Debatably, we're like, I'm checking my metaphorical watch. We're like an hour into the movie. This might be it.
That's me. They're just cute as hell, dude. For some reason.
Dad never really died.
Well, yeah, we can just pretend that doesn't
All
happen.
those broken.
That's kind of like a personal thing. Like it definitely was the correct choice, but like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
It's like there was this like movie, I can't remember someone who watches, or maybe one of you two might remember this, but the entire plot of the movie revolved around like a dog dying or something, and during test audiences like they hated it. So they changed it and made it so the dog didn't die, but then the movie didn't really make any sense, and it like sucked because of it, just because people didn't want to see a dog die in a movie. Can't remember what movie it was. This was like 10 years ago. So I'll Google it afterwards and find it out. That was related to what Skylar said with the little guys. Like, don't kill them.
But they didn't die. I mean, they did, but they're not extinct
What the hell are
They
they?
were like a minute.
for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible.
They're like, are they spirits of people or spirits of the animals?
Neither.
Just spirits in general. Of the forest? Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah,
Of
I didn't
the-
get Paul at night for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, you got that too?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, they tell how like healthy a forest is. The more of them you see, the healthier the forest. If whenever they start dying, the forest is dying.
Okay, that makes sense. It just
Yeah,
like it felt very Ghibli to me, because I feel like most Ghibli movies have some sort of little creature there. And that's going
Yeah,
throughout the
so it
movie.
has those like
Little
dust
black balls.
sprites.
Yeah.
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 I get what you're talking about. Yeah. Spirited Away is
I
like
think Ponyo has one.
Oh yeah, Ponyo is just Ponyo.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't there? There might be like little things, and I don't care. It's been a while since I watched Ponyo. I don't fucking know. I mean, you'd know more than me. You guys awesome?
Another discussion point if we're done little guys for now.
Little man.
I think it's crazy it's taken us to get to this point, but Princess Mononoke, thoughts, opinions?
I thought
Character.
I thought that the movie was named something else.
Negatives.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Wait. If we're gonna do that, then let's, because like I would like to talk about that as a negative as well. So I think we should do that transition point that we had at the beginning of the episode where we talked about the end, because like some of us definitely looked at that as a positive, while some of us looked at it as a negative. I feel like that's a solid transition. Good, Scott. Yeah.
And I had one more thing about the spirits. How many of them do you think they drew? How many different ones do you think
Hundreds.
they actually drew? Because they all were like slightly different.
Yeah.
So do you
Like
think
178.
That's
78?
Austin has the number like right there on his phone.
179.
I counted.
I don't know, I'm gonna say 180.
Yeah, 180.
Fuck off.
I think they just drew different heads. I think they used the same bodies for everyone, if I were to guess.
No. But
what shall we-
Okay.
you know, yep. Some of them are definitely got more.
I did not pause.
Some are definitely healthier than others.
Some of that drew.
What a way to word it, Skylar. Some were healthier than
What was your
others.
guess?
What?
What was your guess? We have 178, 180.
Yeah, no. Whenever Austin said 170, what 8? I said 179, and then
No,
Zach
no,
went 180.
Wow. You
Yeah,
guys
all
are
make each other.
Largers.
one or two.
No, bro, price is right, dude. Let's stop going over.
Yeah,
I wouldn't-
if I wasn't dead on.
I was gonna do 225, but then Chandler said 179, and I was like, well, I got to keep the train going.
Yeah.
I really wanted you to say like at least 5.
Yeah. All right. So at one point during the episode, I looked over at my notes and I read the very last thing I wrote, and it made me roll my eyes because of something we talked about at the beginning of the episode. I wrote, everything got fixed in the end, wrapped it up in a nice little bow. And I was like, it's crazy that we started the episode with Chandler being like, the end sucks because it didn't like connect and it didn't make sense. And I was like,
I'm just remembering, I have more issues than just like the failed love story. I have more than just that.
like what didn't get wrapped up? Like literally, it's not a failed love story. They're still in love together, and also like I mean, my problem with my biggest problem with the movie is the love story. But like, it's not that they didn't end up together. They definitely did, because he didn't even go back to his home village, which was on the other side of the country.
Maybe I like whenever I walked away to go grab something from the kitchen, I missed a crucial scene because like
You didn't pause?
this is the end of the movie, bro. I think I got, but whatever. Regardless, I think I might have missed. Another complaint I have is the movie was so damn quiet. I couldn't hear it at times, and I didn't like. I was watching on my box, so I didn't know how to turn on subtitles. So maybe I just didn't hear something either. But I thought that they were just gonna see each other like sometime in the future. I mean, I guess I missed something, but I really still didn't like. I feel like it could have been something different. She was playing so freaking hard to get the whole movie, bro. And,
What are you on about, dude? That's my biggest complaint is that she like 180'd so hard and was like, I love you and I would be with you.
When? At the end?
No, that was like that turning point. Like after she mama birded food into his mouth, like they were like inseparable.
No, she said she hated him multiple times afterwards.
Yeah, but it wasn't like real.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that she was just like stubborn and like being difficult and just lying through her teeth when she said that. But still, like she was like, no, bro, no, I'm not buying that.
Other opinions? Do you think the
point earlier? Huh?
Let Chandler.
yeah,
get it out.
Chandler,
I think it's
finish
fine.
everything you were saying. Yeah.
So they caused like the world to almost collapse and end, but they saved the day. And the guys and dudes like, oh well, can't win them all. Sorry, excuse me. And
What's his name?
It was like, oh well, at least I still have you guys. We'll just restart. You killed how many people died? Like all those spirits are gone, and that's what you have to say at the end of the movie. That pissed me off so much. I was so mad.
I wasn't mad, but I was. I wish
wish
that the one guy died, like the old man. Like I can't. What did we say his name is? Like Jigen or whatever.
That
Gotta go.
Yeah, I wish like the prince like drop kicked him off of the rock into the poison. Like that would have been awesome. I would have cheered, but Austin's like, no, the wouldn't have messed. The theme of the movie wouldn't have.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thematically, like I think it does make sense. It was just a failed influential thing, and he wasn't directly he was indirectly impacting things heavily, but like he didn't need. I think that would be too on the nose for me with this movie. I don't think he needed to die because I still think he was kind of in the background influencing things. Like to Ashitaka, like he probably didn't even realize the effect that Jigo had on Lady Eboshi at all. Like I think it's good that he was kind of like the subtle hand pushing everything together and influencing them. And like when she turned, his influence was done because she learned her lesson.
I fully agree with you that thematically it makes more sense for him to be alive. I would have liked to watch him die, personally.
I like this character though.
I know. I'm not saying it was bad, but
also Billy Bob Thornton voicing him in the dub, by the way. So
that's a funny thing.
that helps recognize him too. That was pretty cool.
That's funny.
I don't like the resolutions though. I don't think they both like for Lady Eboshi being like a good character in my opinion. I don't think she should have a good resolution. Not after everything she did. Like I feel like she and Princess Mononoke really made me mad. Like I feel like they're both so stubborn and stupid and making poor decisions. Like why can't you listen to this kid who has no personal gain in anything? He's literally dying from a demon, and all he wants is like peace between both sides of the war. How can you not reason with that? I don't know. They just upset me on so many levels. I don't think she nor the monk deserved a good ending.
So you could address that, yeah.
Would you willingly trust a dying person who came up to you and told you everything you're doing is wrong, you've known for a couple days, because he thinks something?
If it was the aura farmer Ashitaka, hell yes.
So if Chandler,
On his arm?
Yes. He was like fighting it. He had like all like, I don't know. I thought he was an open book. Like you could tell he was a kind-hearted and strong individual.
From our
like he
point of view,
literally
yeah.
got shot and carried the girl out of the village. That says a lot to me.
I also want to ask, so like, I guess I get where you're coming from a bit with Lady Eboshi. I don't know where you're coming from with Princess Mononoke. Like, what about her was stubborn, and what do you think she should have done differently?
I thought she was like kind of annoying too. She's like wouldn't listen to reason, bro. Like I guess she definitely had her reasons. She was raised by the spirits and the humans, although that's who she is, but she doesn't identify with, like, are attacking her home. I can understand her pure hatred, but like, I just don't think she was reasonable. She wouldn't listen to Ashitaka whatsoever.
What should she have done though? Like, I guess that's what I mean. Is like, what should she have done differently?
That's a great question. I don't know. I feel like there's something that maybe I can't answer. I don't think that's something like conflict. I feel like Ashitaka is correct. Conflict is not the solution here. So if she could somehow just reason, that's what I wanted from her.
Okay, Chandler, as a third party, go to Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump and tell them that they should stop because conflict is not the issue. Because you're a random outsider, and they're two people who are in conflict right now. It's the same situation, Chandler.
That's not really like.
Okay, you get the point of what I'm saying.
The other part is she was abandoned as a child. She definitely has distrust towards people, so she is not going to really take his 2 cents until she can get trust in him.
And the world sucks. Like the world is like the worst ever, and all of her people have experienced literally the worst. They were what Austin said. They were prostitutes, and like all of them, not by choice. Like it just was how the world was to all of them. The prince is probably the only person on the entire island right there that's like a nice dude, like through and through. So why she has like no reason to just fully believe him, like at all, because every other person that's ever existed has not been like that.
Yeah, it makes sense that she didn't reason. I just don't like it though. Like, it just annoyed me. It's so much, and I didn't really change, which makes sense, I guess. Also, real quick, Zach, you said you were upset that she did a 180. At first, I thought that was a little weird, but she was talking to his animal. I forget what the name, like the red.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, whatever.
They're cool.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, cool. He told her his whole background. I'm sure, like, she realized he's a good person after that. I don't think she fell for him right then and there, though, dude. That was not kissing, bro. That was force feeding.
No, I know. I'm not saying that was kissing. I'm saying like from that moment where she cared after him, like, I don't know. I felt like it was too like, oh my God, he's my savior. I'm gonna fall in love with. Like it felt too cliche. Like not.
No, I didn't get that.
As well done.
I agree, but I think the moment was more towards the end because I do think it was like fair that she was like crying to her mom saying like I hate him. Like she was still very much in conflict about how she felt. But then she kind of just gave in whenever he saved her, and I agree that a little bit of an issue there.
I just wish they weren't in a relationship. Like I think that would have like fixed all of my emotions towards that. Like
I think they needed more development. I'm okay with them being like. I think it makes sense that they get together, honestly. And I think I like the idea of the end where they're both they live in separate worlds. Like I don't think it would have made sense for Princess Mononoke to come and live with him, and I think vice versa, he couldn't come and live with her. So I think it's great that they're both leading their own worlds to make a better life for everyone. I really like that, and yet they still can have their relationship together.
Yeah, like he can literally go visit her every single day. So
Yeah.
that's a nice part of it. So
We did.
go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, we still didn't really talk about Princess Mononoke.
Yep,
Like, no one
that's
really
exactly
answered
what
my
I was going to
question.
get to. I was going to say you brought up the thing about Princess Mononoke, and at one point in the movie, I like thought to myself, man, I should Google what the Japanese name of this movie is because I doubt it's Princess Mononoke because like she's barely like at one point I was like maybe it's like Godzilla, right? Like how the movie's not about Godzilla, but Godzilla is impacting the movie the entire way through. But like I don't know if that's like how I felt about Mononoke. I thought she was a crucial aspect of the movie, but at no point was I like she should have been the title of the movie. You guys know what I mean?
Mhm.
Opinions? Everyone?
It's also it continues through Studio Ghibli movies. I think like Howl's Moving Castle, like even like kind of like I mean, Spirited Away doesn't necessarily fall into it, but like it's pretty typical that they have the title character be more of the emphasis of the main character's interests type of thing.
Yeah, but how's
I think
like
that happens a lot too. Yeah, My Neighbor Totoro, same thing.
I think it's a little
Ponyo.
I think it's a little bit different though.
Because Ponyo was kind of the main.
And Secret Life of Arietti, which is about Arietti, but it doesn't matter. But I agree with your point. That's the Godzilla thing that I was mentioning, where like Godzilla is impacting the movie the entire. I don't think that Princess Mononoke is that. And she is obviously impactful to the movie, but like compared to Howl's Moving Castle, which the entire movie is about the moving castle, and Totoro, literally the entire like I know that Totoro like doesn't talk or whatever, but the entire point of the movie is these characters like going to Totoro and like spending time with him. I didn't feel the justification for the name of the movie in this one.
I agree.
Kind of like I agree with you, but wouldn't a whole portion of this movie be the forest versus the people? And she's kind of like not like the figurehead of the bridge, figurehead of the forest, aside from the forest god. So it's like her first humans. Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll throw in there. You can't have this movie. You can't have 3/4 of this movie without her. Like Ashitaka wouldn't have survived in the forest without her. Like they would not have taken her in if they hadn't already had like I can't remember the mother wolf's name, but vouching for her daughter. Like without her, this movie would just be like unbridled violence between groups of people. They needed her as the bridge.
Yeah.
I brought it up though because I do generally agree. I wish we would have seen more of her. I thought she was awesome personally.
Yeah.
Like she was a badass, very interesting character. But I do think that we could have had more of her with her being the title character.
I think if you
That's
just
what
name
was the translation.
it's just Princess Mononoke.
Okay, so I thought you were building it up to where it was different.
No, I was trying to find it because I was like, I don't like that the name is this, but no, it's just Princess Mononoke. I was trying to find
What would you have changed it to?
like the name of the forest. I was trying to look for the name of the forest, but I don't think there is a specific name, or maybe I just can't find it. Like I felt like that would have been a cool name for it, or something like that. I don't know. Dude, I'm picking at straws. I had like almost no complaints. It was like the Princess Mononoke thing and then the name of the movie. Those are the only two things I wrote down. So
It feels like humans versus spirits. That's instead of like
the people versus Gorilla Grodd.
yeah.
We could talk. We could talk about that in a little bit.
What's the live action? It's like is it something versus aliens? Cowboys versus aliens? Yeah.
There's also Monster aliens, isn't there?
What? Monster vs. Aliens? Yeah, that's not live action though.
No, it's not. But I was just thinking of another one.
It is
Yes.
Bob.
What did we think of Ashitaka kind of being from a legendary tribe
Cool.
with the red elk? Like they said, those people went extinct, and he's there, and they're like, "I'll hide your secret."
I didn't catch that honestly. Like
I didn't
just
have
thought he
any
was so
opinions
far
on it.
away that like it was like they didn't really know much of those people, but I think that's cool if that's the case. I did not clock that.
Dude said that they were extinct. He was also like, "I will keep your secret." But he also knew they weren't extinct.
I like the idea. Go ahead, Scott.
I was gonna say, I guess that was a really cool idea that it was like kind of like a forgotten people is like the one that like people from seemingly their past come and help like save
The future.
the future.
Yeah. I liked the world building of it. That was definitely fun. And I also like the idea that everyone in his village he's like, the prince is dead. Yeah.
He's like, you were dead to us and we will never speak to you again. He's like, yep, I knew that one was coming.
Is it because he was leaving the tribe or because of the demon?
It was because of the demon.
Demon, okay.
Yeah. But like, I still thought it was funny.
Afterwards.
So, like at the end of the movie, he's like, I'm not going to return because they just think I'm dead. Yeah. It's good. I'm in Austin.
Add on to that first guy. I'm glad you brought that up because it makes me think about it more. Like, it makes me compare maybe his tribe, his village to more of like Native American tribes that have more of that connection to the forest and the people and the spirits, or the animals and the spirits. Like they very much respect the gods or demons or whatever you put them as or qualify them as. So I didn't think about it that way. And like everyone else in the world has kind of moved past that. And I mentioned the whole industrial revolution type of thing. Like that adds another layer to the movie that I like. So
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I diminished it by calling it world building because I'm sure Skylar explained it well, but for some reason Austin's explanation made it like click in my head that like it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that in like a bad way. Just like I needed to hear it a second time. No, you did fine. I'm sure whoever's listening, they got it the first time, and I'm the idiot that needed the second explanation. But like,
Got it. I'm sure you did great. It sucked.
That's not what I said.
Thank you, Becky.
I just didn't think about the aspect that he had to be the protagonist of the movie because his clan was so like human and forest based. So like it wasn't just that he was a nice guy, it was that he was kind of like bred to find a resolution between
was the
two tribes.
bridge.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should have been his name, bro. Not the Princess Mononoke.
Yeah. I agree.
Nah, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's goated.
What if they just called it the bridge?
Yeah. And it's a symbolic name. You have to put it together yourself.
Tarzan's called Tarzan. It'd be dumb if it were called just Jane.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Before whoever wants to rattle off negatives, I do want to say something that I intended to say much earlier on in the episode, where a friend told me that this movie was basically just Pocahontas, but for Japanese people. And like, I think that's kind of diminishing it a bit. Like
it does.
It's much, much, much deeper than Pocahontas is, you know, like Pocahontas' whole thing is like, I'm in love with him, but our clans are fighting each other. And then at the end of the movie, they fall in love and everyone lives happily ever after in a very fictional like world. But this is like much more deep. Like there's so many different layers to it. We talked about just like the demon like theme of it, and then each individual clan has their own like perspective, while it's just like in Pocahontas the colonies are like, the colonies are bad until they're not, and the Native Americans are good, and then they team up with the colonies. Like that's just like the depth, the max of the depth in that movie. Do you guys like think that it like resembles Pocahontas?
Yeah,
I got the vibe. Yeah.
of course it does. But it's just not as like, it's more the like what would be the real story of Pocahontas if it wasn't.
That's a good way.
Because Pocahontas was just two groups of people that were fighting, and then it was a Romeo and Juliet situation. This is like the animals and the spirits were in the right here. It's just the bad guys and the antagonists had more of a rationale for what they were doing, and were also being influenced. And also Pocahontas was. I know we're like specifically channelers trashing on Princess Mononoke a little bit. Just Pocahontas does not get,
Just a little bit?
Yeah, just sorry. He hates Princess Mononoke. I hope she dies in a fire and becomes a demon. Regardless, she's cooler than like Pocahontas. Pocahontas is just like a girl who happens to fall in love. Princess Mononoke is an independent character.
Girl boss for sure.
Totes.
Definitely a girl boss. And like is actively like Pocahontas was like sad because of the colonizers and stuff, but she's more just like, oh, I want to be with John Smith, whatever.
That's like actually his name too, which fucking sucks.
Yeah, I know.
I hate that movie. I think that movie is one of the most overrated movies to ever exist.
I will throw one last thing before I toss it over to you, Sky. I think if you are lobotomized and also can't read between the lines of this movie, you would think it's basically Pocahontas. But
yeah, dude.
If you can actually have media literacy, then you can understand that it's a lot more.
So I told this is going to be specifically a joke for Austin, but I want to get his reaction on the podcast because I think it would be funny. Remember my friend that I was telling you about we were talking about movies and he said he would never watch Lanterns. He was indeed the person that told me that this was.
Yeah, I thought you were getting to that. That makes sense. Yeah.
For context, I have a friend that said he would literally never watch the show Lanterns because it had DC characters in it, and the only things from DC he likes are anything with Batman and the first Suicide Squad. That's his opinion on things.
Advice. Okay.
So, I've never seen Pocahontas, but so I was kind of listening to all your opinions, and Zach, I'm sure you did great. But whenever
he was waiting for this. He was waiting for this.
I was waiting a very long time.
Yeah,
but
Skylar doesn't forget.
Yeah, I didn't watch Pocahontas, so I really have no opinion. But the lobotomized part really sold me on it.
Yeah, it's a Pocahontas. Like you could definitely watch Pocahontas and enjoy it. It just feels very lame.
Don't they like completely switch up in the second film?
I would literally never watch that movie.
Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like we probably did when we were young.
He goes like Europe or something, and
I do remember that. Yeah, she
lives. She's not with Will or what's.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh my God. Because he goes away and then dies, and then she gets a new boyfriend that's like the Prince of Europe.
Yeah.
You're so right, dude. Yeah. Oh my God, those movies are so bad. Those movies are so bad.
Yeah.
I forgot. I completely forgot about that until you mentioned that. Oh.
Whenever I hear people diss on Pocahontas, like I'm not saying you're inherently wrong, but I just like it's far worse. I'd rather Pocahontas.
It does get worse. You're right. If Pocahontas is a 5, then Pocahontas 2 is like actually that is an actual 0.
Well, gosh, Meatballs 2.
All right, Chandler. Let's hear some negatives.
I honestly might have been I already said it was quiet. Really, it was so quiet for me. Like I would have it on like max, almost not really that max volume.
That's gonna be the thing I was gonna ask. I was gonna say, did you turn up the volume?
I did, dude. Like I didn't even turn it all the way up, and I put my ear on the TV because I was like, I cannot hear this. I rewinded it 3 times, still couldn't hear it. I was like, I gave up. No subtitles, Sky. I did not put subtitles on.
But I was gonna ask, did you turn it up on the cable box or on your TV? Because those are two different.
The cable box was at max, and then I put the TV up to like maybe 50%, which is still pretty max. Like, you know, I always said, like, you go from like you can go up to 50 and then 100. It's already like super ear piercing loud at 50. Like going to 100 when I've done anything.
If that happens again, take a different server.
If that happens again, go from 50 to 100 because it doubles the sound of the movie.
It was already so loud. Like I usually keep it on like 30. I usually keep it on like 30. I'm telling you, the movie was like quiet in and out. Like sometimes I couldn't hear.
Oh, okay. From our point of view, you just said the movie was quiet. So like we thought that the entire thing was quiet.
It was like normal. I was able to listen to it like at normal audio for like 95% of it. But it just, I don't know if it was a movie issue. I don't know if it was a movie issue, Sky, because like the music was still loud, but they were so quiet.
It's the server.
Yeah, no, I had a great time.
Is that how that works? Is it not like consistent? Like how can you change like different It's just one sound, all mixed up once.
Do you know how like whenever you say like you give your friend your homework, be like, don't make it like mine, like change it a little bit.
Oh, they do that?
I wouldn't. Yeah, something like that. It's like how going on to streaming, things sound different than if you have the Blu-ray or 4K of it. Think of it as like a bunch of different. I don't know how to explain this in a non-Premiere like Adobe editing. So there's like 4 different lines, and
I know what you're talking about.
like this is VFX. This is the film that they shot. This is dialogue. This is music. It's like whenever they were exporting it, someone fucked up and accidentally made the dialogue one quieter than the music one.
Okay.
That because like
Like that the whole time. It was just peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if maybe that's what happened with the very end, because like I have a big ick with like the whole ending and like the love story, and I'm trying to think like you are on all three on the same page. I feel like I must have missed something and didn't hear it.
The perfect storm happened. It was dipping in and out. Chandler went to go get popcorn and the movie was still playing. The perfect storm for Chandler to hate the ending.
they say all of the plot.
Popcorn at the very end of the movie.
Like the second that Chandler gets up and walks out of the room, they sit down, look this like the audience in the face, and they explain the plot. And Chandler missed that scene.
Like the movie was loud enough I could hear it from the kitchen, but I guess I just couldn't hear the their.
I don't think that was the problem though. Like Chan, what did you think happened at the end? I think if you explain what
Very end, we see Lady Eboshi, and she says, "Let's start over. We'll do it right this time, maybe." Gaiga, the monk.
Jago. Jago. Sorry.
Jigo. He says, "Well, you can't win them all," something like that. Very frustrating. And then I remember them both like talking, saying, "I'll see you. I'll visit you," or something like that. Like that's literally all I got out of that.
He said that he'll live in the
wrong.
iron.
I mean, that is.
I guess I just didn't get the point that they were together. It kind of makes sense now I'm thinking about it that whenever they were like holding up the deer head, he did wrap his arm around her. I guess signifying that they're like together.
And also, he didn't
just
go home
wasn't
to his
my-
village. He stayed in the Ironwork village. He stayed in the Ironworks village across. Like that's
Okay.
a stream away.
I must have misinterpreted and thought he went back to his village. Maybe that's
Oh, there we go. That's the difference. No, he's staying there.
So you went the entire podcast thinking he went home. Like I made jokes about that.
I think I heard. Yeah, this whole time I heard village, and probably missed the first part of it.
Okay.
There we go. We just
Yeah, I said like, "Oh, they probably think I'm dead. I'm not going to return." I was like, "But he did return. What do you mean?"
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. I was like, I made a joke about that. Okay. It's all coming together now. It's all coming together. Yeah.
No, good. Community last 12 hours of my life are a lie.
Yeah, he was there to supervise the lady, the that like shot the deer. What's her name? Eboshi.
Eboshi.
Lady
Yeah.
Eboshi.
Yeah, he's there to supervise Eboshi, but he also doesn't have his super strength anymore. So
Okay. He doesn't need that though.
yeah,
His superpower is being a good person, Zach.
yeah.
He's
All right,
Neutron, bro. Does he? He still looked a little corrupted on his palm.
I thought it was a scar,
scar.
personally.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess you could be interpreted as like a
Until termination.
residual energy. Do we want to get into top 3 then?
Almost. I think I might have a couple more things.
Okay.
I thought that they talked really fast. Now I'm sure that's just a translation issue. Like, 'cause I know like Lord of Mysteries, it's like a Chinese anime, and they speak so fast, and it was really hard to keep up with the subtitles. But I'm watching it dubbed, and it still feels like they're talking so fast. I feel like they just got to fit so much in at once, and maybe just a little something I didn't notice of How to Live in Castle. I feel like I'm just comparing it to that at the end of the day. Every Studio Ghibli is just compared to that. So I just thought they were speaking really fast. It was kind of hard to take it all in. This is something I forgot to talk about. It's not
Seeing him smile makes me scared for what he's about to say.
well, it's just silly. Do you remember whenever Jaiga, right?
What are you talking about? Okay, yeah.
The Jigo. Jigo.
Never
It
get.
doesn't. I wasn't gonna correct you, but you paused for so long. Like you were waiting for so long.
Then she was like, "Please get me cookies on." Just like, wait, like something.
You jerking up, man.
Whenever he was talking to Ashitaka, they were eating like some soup out of their bowls with chopsticks. They were eating, but the soup there was like no noodles. It looked like it was like just broth. I thought that was just really funny.
I straight up did not notice that.
I don't remember that enough.
Yeah.
I was thinking very particular when I saw that. I was like, because he poured the soup into his bowl, and I didn't see no noodles. It looked like just broth, maybe like some veggies. But like, how do you eat broth with chopsticks?
Chandler had
That's really funny.
Chandler had his binoculars on and like taking hard notes for Princess Mononoke, but for
this was
Friday
in
the
the
Chance of Meatballs 2, just straight up zoned out, like barely had the movie on in the background. It's perfect. 7 out of 10.
Well, this one happened in the cave, and that was definitely a stew of some sort.
It's a stew.
He was definitely eating, and then eating the like actual ingredients in the stew with the chopsticks, and then drinking from his
He was
bowl.
slurping it? Okay. Okay, that would make sense. But I guess
He was not. He did not have like water and trying to eat it with a chopstick.
I kind of want to believe he did though.
If you want to believe that, then you can go for it. Like, yeah, everything was just straight water in there, basically. Yeah, he was just going down with some chopsticks, picking up pieces of water.
Okay, maybe this is one reason I forgot to mention I didn't like Mononoke. I think this is the initial reason I disliked her, and I had mindset on that. He saves her ass. Saves her. Why she was throwing her life away, I don't understand. I'm not sure what she was. She can't aura farm like him on top of that rooftop. She ain't no Ashitaka, although she is the girl boss. He saves her, and she goes to immediately kill him. What the heck? That made me so mad. I think instantly from then on I didn't like her. But that's all my quarrels out about her. It's all my negatives. So feel free to move on to the next segment, Zach.
I think you gotta address that. I think.
Yeah, they look like they want to tear you apart.
This head.
Go ahead, Skylar. You can go first.
So you're talking very early on, whenever it's like an obvious trap, but he goes, "Don't! It's a trap!" And then she runs anyway down the roof. She still doesn't trust people at that point. Why would she trust him?
She doesn't have to trust him. She just has to see that it's her versus the whole village, ready with guns pointed at her. That takes common sense.
She literally did that
straight at
15 minutes earlier.
Wipe out the village just to only kill.
They were still getting ready. They were. It was like a surprise attack. This time they had all their guns pointed at her, bro.
That's what she's used to. She literally did that exact same attack the first scene we saw her in the movie, but like on a mountain instead of in the village.
I think y'all are playing devil's advocate here, dude. That was just poor judgment.
It was
Her
so,
job of
yeah.
like as one of the wolves, like it's her job to fight them, and like in that on that environment in that city, the wolves can't get in, and she could, so she was kind of just being the teeth of the force where she could
Just
like.
fool them all. I just think that's stupid.
I think she could have. I think if they didn't have a trap for her, she could have legitimately soloed 90% of them.
Well, even
I
then, she
think
was
she-
fighting pretty evenly with what's her name? I can't remember.
Lady Eboshi.
Yeah, it took for the prince, I can't remember his name either, to come in and stop both of them. Like they both were still in combat.
Yeah, she
and
was
it's not
even with one person, and I know like all the other ones are just
Chandler.
making goons,
They wouldn't have
fire,
shot at
like-
her because Eboshi was there, you know. And the second she kills Eboshi, she's getting out of there. I think it would have been fine. I honestly totally think she could have killed Eboshi in that scene and left perfectly fine.
I think she. could
Yeah,
have
I think you're also
evaded,
underplaying Eboshi. Eboshi is certainly the strongest one in that village by a lot. So like taking down like the head, she would
Yeah.
not have that much trouble with the rest.
I
And she had free, like genuine, free one-on-one combat with Eboshi because everyone had guns, and it's not like they're gonna shoot at Eboshi.
I still think it's stupid. I don't think anything's going to convince me otherwise.
That's fair.
That's fair. It's your opinion.
Yeah, but aside from that, like the whole that's the issues you had with that, not the her being saved and like threatening him.
No, I didn't really care about
thought
that.
that
That
was-
made sense to me.
Like, I understand she hates people, but like
if you've never met a
Dude
person,
saves her.
if you've literally never met a
not saves
person
her.
who has ever been nice to you, why would you trust one? Gets good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other portion is that he actively took her away from her end goal to kill Lady Eboshi.
Yeah, I understand that. That's the part I get, that she's mad. He ruined her opportunity of killing her. I get that part entirely.
We, the four of us, also have the context that he was shot saving her, but she doesn't know that. She was unconscious during that bit. She just saw that he was injured, so
Yes.
she doesn't know how that
She
happened.
doesn't know that he saved her. I think is
That
the
too.
gist of it,
Yeah.
or at
That's
least
another-
see it that way.
Yeah, I
But I
agree.
still think that's it's upsetting. It's like, maybe that's just...
Isn't that kind of
at the moment?
the point of that scene, though?
Yeah, that's why I don't like it.
You don't like it
Because
because it did what it's supposed to
That
do.
was annoying. Huh?
I'm happy that made Skylar smile.
Yeah, it's just a rage bait comment from Zach every like couple minutes. It's like,
Yeah.
So Chandler, you didn't like this part. So basically, you didn't like the movie made sense. like little comments like that. They're like, either way would still make
I know
sense.
Zach has these moments, bro. That's why I'm not pressed.
I know, it's funny. Well, because I don't know. It's just who I am, man.
Exactly. It's just who I am. I just didn't
Yeah.
like those moments.
No, it's okay. You have bad opinions. It's fine. You could go first if you want.
Really? You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite scene, and I'm so sorry I'm taking this all from you. This is definitely a reel I've seen forever ago, and now I know it's from this movie. When he catches that arrow and shoots him back,
Yeah, dude,
bro.
that was so cool.
That was straight out of. I mean, that's Loki got that. Loki learned from Ashitaka, bro.
Everyone did.
That was so sick. I mean, and this just goes on par with all his other moments whenever his like demon arm is taking control and he's able to just like one shot everyone. I wish he kind of got more of that, but his character wouldn't have allowed it. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite scene. I really don't have any funny stuff in this movie. I can't really think of anything that's really super funny, unfortunately. So I might just skip that one outright. But nothing comes to mind. It would have been funny if they were eating soup, like broth with chopsticks.
You can say they were.
You could say they were. It's your interpretation.
Kind of funny to me, I suppose. Least favorite, when Mononoke was force feeding him that whatever substance. That was foul. That was crazy because I did not understand that at first. Like, he just wouldn't eat it, and then she's like, oh, "Shoot, okay, more for me." Not what she was doing there, bro. Oh, that was.
That's an insane interpretation, Chandler. What the fuck?
At first, I thought she was like, "All right, well, I'll eat it." Like, I'm not gonna.
Well, that is-
And then she like went to like give him like CPR, and I was like, "Why? What? You didn't need CPR."
Is that deadass what you thought? Like, whenever she put the food in her mouth, you thought she was just gonna eat it?
Yeah, I thought she was gonna eat it.
I was full on ready for Baby Bird.
The second he dropped it out of his mouth, I knew where the movie was going. I just didn't think they were gonna show the entire thing. Chandler, I love
That
you.
was disturbing. Yeah, that's when my jaw dropped. I know you all said like whenever the arms came off, I was
getting ready to be
used to do Ghibli to be animate like the gruesome like that first off, but
And your jaw dropped because you wanted to be next.
Why wasn't it me?
no, bro. If I didn't do it for a reason, no.
That's a good one, guys.
Up laying down, yeah, it's in line.
In summary,
They're making a live action Princess Mononoke. Chandler's like, I volunteer as the prince. I volunteer.
I'll be just that scene.
It's that scene from
Covered.
It's that scene from Endgame where Hulk puts on the glove and he goes, "It's almost as if I was made for this." Go ahead, Chandler. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's cool. I'll be concise because I feel like I've been ranting so much throughout this whole time. I did like the movie, despite me having very choice opinions. I did like it. I thought the animation was stunning. I don't like. They're so good with their art style, and it's just so consistent. And I'm eager to watch more films. But Ashitaka was just a baller. He's a legend. I was not nowhere near expecting him to be as cool as he was. Him and Neutron, the whole from start to finish. And I really did grow for the Lady Eboshi character. I really thought they did a great job portraying her as like the villain and then the pseudo good person. Like she really cares about her friends or like the village that she rules and governs. I thought it was interesting how like they had multiple forces in action here. Like you had the spirits, you had Lady Eboshi's village, and then you had like the Emperor, I think, like behind the scenes wanting the spirit head. I thought there was like a lot going on and it was very complex. But there's just so many things I also just had icks with. It really just comes down to icks, like maybe pet peeves at the end of the day, just me being stubborn and not liking what I was watching. I found like the name of the title of the movie to be just annoying and frustrating. And it was just hard for me to get down with her. My opinion of the ending of the film has ever so slightly changed. I still think it's annoying how two impactful characters got off scot-free almost after causing so much chaos and death. But the love story at the end, it did kind of, in hindsight, culminate. I guess not the way I panned it out to be. Maybe I did. Maybe in my opinion, happily ever after was them being together, I suppose. But now it's almost like friends with benefits since they just visit. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. These are teenagers, maybe. Oh shit! Redact that. I didn't mean like that, bro. I didn't mean like that. I just meant because like they're seeing each other from time to time. I didn't mean like that, bro.
Bro, some nerd in the comments is going to be like, oh, they're not teenagers. I can't believe you said that. Actually, in the original version of this, they were like 21. That's whatever. Sorry. I'm just getting angry at people who care a lot about things. Go ahead, Chandler. Finish it up.
It just wasn't how I was expecting it to end. But yeah, for all those reasons, I would recommend this film after watching Howl's Moving Castle. No, before Howl's Moving Castle. Like you don't want to go. I'm so biased. I'm so biased. But regardless, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
I figured it was going to be around that same level.
Yeah. I actually had an 8, but I was just so fed up with the ending that I just had to tank it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to understand your like grading scale for movies, but like that's why you're here, you know?
Sometimes it's like, how many weeks is it going to be until I watch the movie again? And other times just like, that's what it feels like. Also, I need to say, when I was saying the friends with benefits thing earlier, I was not meaning like the actual benefits part, just the whole visiting. I feel like I gotta like.
I feel like it would have been better if you didn't address this again. Honestly,
I need to clarify, brother.
Like,
digging your reach further.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's you're just like you just took out the shovel again and kept going with that. But yeah, no,
I have a bad habit of that.
Yeah,
see, I have OCD, bro. I'm just gonna obsess about it now.
Nah, you're fine.
Sorry.
Popcorn, someone, Chandler.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So I think I'm gonna say my least favorite. I'm trying to think of the order I should go in. Yeah, least favorite is Princess Mononoke needing saving. I think I didn't really like that. I think with her being the title character and her being a great, badass, awesome character in my mind, I didn't like that.
To clarify, you mean at the end when she was on the boar, or do you mean in the middle of the movie?
Yes, whenever she was on the board, like in the climax of the movie, like needing saving. Like I appreciated her being there and her being that close to. Is it Akoto? I think that was the lead boar. I've got the like casting up. I think it was Koto, but the head boar. I appreciate her being there, wanting to like turn him and like comfort him, and being like that emotionally impacted that she was enveloped in like him being a demon. But I would have preferred her not being the one that needed saving in this type of movie with how like nuanced and complicated it is. That was honestly probably my biggest criticism.
Chandler's type.
Actually, might be the only one. Favorite, contrary, is almost completely with that scene. I loved, once again, when I watched the dub, I love the voice acting of Akoto and Princess Mononoke, specifically when Akoto was like running and saying like, oh, like the boars are back, they came back to life. Like he had like that kind of like last ditch effort of like hope and like leading them to the forest god, and completely blinded by his delusion. I thought it was incredibly heartbreaking. And Princess Mononoke like trying to like tell him it's a trick, and he just like couldn't. He was blind. He was blind with rage. He was blind with just like the last individual hope that his people might still be alive, but in reality they're all dead, and he's just continually being taken advantage of. Like, I just thought that was a heartbreaking moment and one of the biggest emotional points of the movie, and I really, really like that. But I could have used a bunch of different things. This is my favorite here, to be honest, but I like that. Funniest, I did have one. At the end of Chan's favorite, where he was orphan and caught the thing, like shot someone.
It's gonna be mine, I think. Damn it.
Yeah, it is. There was multiple people that came, and then he like caught the arrow, shot it back, killed a guy, killed another guy, decapitated him, and then there's one remaining guy, and he's coming, and all of a sudden he just turns around and
Wait, no. Wait, you missed the important part. There's two guys running, and he goes, "Stop! I don't want to hurt you!" And they keep going, and he just shoots one arrow, decapitates the friend, and immediately the guy turns around.
I'm not fucking with this. Like, no, I'm missing with that.
Yeah, that was such a funny visual gag. That's my funniest sentence.
Yeah. I'm like, there wasn't anything like too like hilarious funny, but I was dying with that. And that was the only scene I saw prior to this movie, and I didn't realize until like I think one of his other ore farming scenes. I'm like, oh, I know this. I know a scene in this, and that was a great scene. But I guess overall, man, my generally only criticism for watching this is Princess Mononoke not being in it enough. And I think that's a complaint because I liked her character so much, and having needing saving, but it's kind of like the same thing. We haven't used this word specifically. I've kind of been holding back, but everything in this movie is so nuanced. Like literally every character, I'd say, except for maybe Ashitaka, who's pretty, I think, grounded in who he is, and I think that's his point. But all of the forest creatures and the dilemmas they're going through, like they're turning evil and turning against their nature, and kind of what they represented for the forest and how the humans corrupted that and like made them who they are. And you can say that for everything, for the wolves, for the apes, for the boars, and I think they all played their roles. But the wolves kind of being, I'd say, sticking to what their main thing was, but that's because their main goal is violence and to protect the forest. While all the other more gentle creatures with better purposes were kind of more influenced by that. I loved Lady Eboshi. I thought she was an incredible character because I still don't know how I feel about her. Like, she has all of these women from brothels, these lepers, these men who kind of are not great people, but still like cared for by the people in the village. Like, she helps them, but she uses them, but she's also blinded by power and also being taken advantage of herself. Like, you don't see that in movies, period, but especially like animated movies that typically people think are for kids. Like, everything is so nuanced with this. And I will say, contrary to Chan's point, I love the ending of this movie. Like, the ending itself, like, yes, it was happily ever after for Ashitaka and for Princess Mononoke, kind of, but like, it was still like the mother wolf died, the head of the boars died. Like, there was still so many ramifications of this. Like, we didn't talk about this at all. The spirit of the forest died completely, and like basically was sacrificing itself so that everyone else could get one more shot at doing this whole thing right. But the whole ramification of taking its head, like, it did die, and it just had a last final act of kind of bringing life to the Force again and starting anew, but without the guiding hand of the Force. So the guiding hand has to be the bridge between Princess Mononoke and Ashitaka. I love this. Like, people have talked about. The reason I chose this is because I've heard so many people talk about this movie and say it was one of their favorite Ghibli movies, and that holds up for me. I definitely would 100% recommend this to anyone. Like, even if you do only watch this on like a surface level thing, I still think it's enjoyable. Animation's beautiful. The characters are badass. And with the only critique being Princess Mononoke not being in it enough and maybe needing saved, like, I was between a 9 and a 9.5 for this. I'm going to go with a 9. You got it? Hell yes, guy. There's so little for me to criticize about this movie, and I almost watched it again just because I feel like you can get more out of it. And I'm probably going to fairly soon. So yeah, I love this movie. I guess popcorn, Sky.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't pop.
Sky, I'm curious.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
All right.
Sky, I'm curious. What do you guess the number for us? At what point?
When do I guess? The second you say popcorn, this person, I put down a number.
Oh, wow. That's pretty impressive.
Thanks. I've been working on it. So I'll start off with my honorable mention favorite part. It was whenever the god lost his head and gave everybody fucking shits. Because in that moment, I think Princess Mononoke, you kind of saw like the culmination of her like accepting like the human side of her at the end whenever her and Ashitaka are like, a human needs to raise this, and both of them do. And I really like that moment, so almost made it all the way. But hey, I'm glad somebody else brought it up, because then it wasn't just me, so it was like a little...
Yeah, sorry that.
No, it's okay. But the second you started saying that, I was like, oh, so close, so close. But my least favorite is kind of just like a line of dialogue, and it's super early on, and I just don't think he needed to say it. It was whenever he's first traveling out of the village, and he looks at the mark, and you see it's bigger, and he goes, it's getting bigger. I think if he would have just looked at it and sighed, I think that makes it so much better in my mind.
Hell yeah.
Like, not pointing it out and just know he's subtly thinking about it like the entire time. Would have been so much better. So
Zach would appreciate that, by the way. I'm like, Zach,
That was my favorite scene?
yes.
Wow.
Well, that's my thing. That's fair. Exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting. Zach,
Zach, you come to rewatch the whole podcast and figure out what he just said there.
Sorry, I was muted. I do that.
Okay.
It's just guys. Okay.
Okay.
because it might be your least favorite. It was super early on in the beginning where
I'm not sure if Zach would notice that. I don't know.
Ashitaka looked down at his mark, and you see that it's getting bigger, and he goes, it's getting bigger. And I just think if he just didn't say it, it's a lot better.
He did not say that in the song.
Him just sighing and would have made it so much.
What did he say?
Not that. He just like that was whenever he put his hand under the water.
Yeah.
Right?
Or it was before he put his hand in the water, like early on when he first looked at it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't say that then in the sub.
I wonder how different they are. Like, I kind of rewatched it the other way.
I was gonna say, I remember that because I went, they need to say that.
Yeah. I did have one of those moments at the end of the movie, but I personally was like, okay, that's not that big of a deal because they spent the entire movie not explaining things to us. It was the bit where the boar and the fox and the wolf died, and one of the people on what's her name side said, "Oh, they wanted life, but it gave them death. What does this mean?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't like that line all that much, but it's not that big of a deal to me." Same breath though, same thing.
But
They just
Small
my
potato.
funniest part is Yakul. Sometimes he just made a dark face, like deadpan at the camera, and I was like, the guy, yeah, like every single time. He did it a lot throughout the movie, so that was awesome. But my favorite was, I think it was Austin's least favorite. Whenever whenever Ashitaka tried to save, I did not trying to save Princess Mononoke from the demon, because it was like kind of, because we saw like there's like a feud with the clans, but then Princess Mononoke is like risking her life to save like another clan, and then a person is trying to risk their life for somebody in the forest. And it just kind of showed like not like an all hands on deck, but like there's like a like level of care that those all had for each other, despite that, not like everybody else, but only the people in that moment that a lot of people in the movie I don't think would have. Like I don't think if you took out Princess Mononoke or Ashitaka, I don't think anybody else is trying to save him from the demon. So I really enjoyed that, because I think it showed a lot of their characters in that moment. Was that? Oh, yeah, that was my 3. I did think this movie was a little slow at points. I think part of it was because of the situation. I watched it and Lily got like 4 phone calls throughout this movie, and I had to pause, wait, and it got to a point where I was like, I'm not pausing this anymore. Like, I'm getting tired of this. Yeah, so that could have been it, because we paused like 2 times within the first like 25 minutes. And I'm like, okay, like I'm very aware of how far I am into this movie now. We're going to keep going. So, but I definitely did feel it was 2 hours and 15 minutes rather than like the normal like hour 30-ish. But I still really liked it. It was just really well done. I think it did a good job at like showing multiple angles from one thing that happened. Like whenever you think about just like one tribe killing one animal, you wouldn't think it would cause all of this, and then that would cause the other tribes in the forest to look at it, and then other human tribes looking at it like this, and then the forest looking at it overall, and then the whole god kind of just overseeing it all, which I really liked. Yeah, it's just really good, and I really enjoyed it. The only thing that does kind of hold me back is at some points it's slow, but it's not like unbearably slow. So I'm just going to give it an 8 out of 10. I feel like that was pretty good. I don't exactly know how soon I would rewatch this, but I 100% do not regret watching it at all in the moment. So maybe my short review ever, but we kind of already touched on everything. Yeah, so with that, I'll popcorn Zach the Mac.
All of mine have been said already, which I'm upset about. My least favorite is the mama bird scene that Chan said. My funniest scene is stay back. They keep running, and then he just decapitates one of their friends, and he just turns around. I giggled at that a lot. And then I didn't have like a specific favorite scene. It just was like the animation in general, because like there were so many times in which my jaw is just on the floor because it just looked real. And the Chandler mentioned the arrows earlier, and I just wanted to reiterate that, because like they did something that in like most real movies and animated things would make you think that it's like inaccurate. Like whenever he shot the arrow, it had a shot of it in air, like wobbling. And I was like, oh, that means he's gonna miss. And then he just clean took off the guy's head. And I was like, oh, so they're being realistic with this animation now. Okay, I see what's going on here. Wow, I didn't realize. Huh?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
don't arrows like actually wobble?
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
They don't move clean like they do in movies and animated stuff. I was like, wow. So this movie is like actually real. Like this is like really, they're taking it as seriously as possible with having like obviously the spirits and shit in it. And that's a good transition into my summary, because this movie was so realistic for being an animated movie, because like most Disney movies, they just go like, oh, there's a good side and there's a bad side and they're going to fight each other. And there were so many different aspects. Like Chandler mentioned the different clans, like there's like 15 different clans that all have their own different opinions on what's going on in the movie. And not all of them have to impact the actual, like end game story and stuff like that, but you still get to see the different point of views from the main clan leads. I don't know if we got to meet the specific clan lead of the monkey, but we still had someone that was like a talking point for us, and we got to see their point of view and that sort of thing. But wow, I loved it. At the point in which we got introduced into our main villain, I just wrote down, this plot is amazing. Like, it's so cool. I think everyone unanimously loves whenever they get a villain that they're just like, I think I agree with them. I think they're right in this situation. I'm not going to say that everything they did was morally correct, but they're in the right for what they're doing and trying to make a better life for their people. That is always just going to be something that's really impressive, especially done correctly. And I think that our differing opinions at the end of the movie is kind of to show how much that holds true, because like 3 of us are like, well, she's actually all of us, we all agreed that she's a good person, but 3 of us enjoyed the way that the movie wrapped up. And maybe just like the way that it was written, Chandler wanted more of a comeuppance for her. So he agreed a little bit less with her point of view than the 3 of us did, and something like that. And I think that's like such an interesting way to bring a movie, you know, because I feel like the one that people bring up as the like, you agree with him villain is Killmonger, but I feel like it's pretty unanimous that he's not exactly a good guy. By the time you finish that movie, you're like, wow, he's bad, he's in the wrong here. But with her, she shot the spirit of the Force, and you could still end the movie being like, yeah, I kind of think I agree with her for the most part. Like, her point of view still holds up. That's impressive. I think it's just really impressive. The entire movie is impressive. This movie is so much better than Howl's Moving Castle. It's crazy. Like, I actually don't have the amount of words to say how much more I'd watch this movie over Howl's Moving Castle. So there was this, and like, oh crap, what was the other? The Boy and the Heron I haven't watched. And I think there's one other Studio Ghibli movie. Oh, we talked about it last night. The Great Cat Thief, or the Cat Returns or something. That's one I haven't seen. Oh, and Earwig and the Witch, but that doesn't count as a Ghibli movie because it's bad. So we don't have to talk about that one. But yeah. And contrary to what Austin said he's heard like almost nothing but great things about this movie. I've heard like 3 things about this movie. It was my friend saying that it was basically Pocahontas. I heard someone else say like, yeah, it was pretty good. And then I was watching a Chris Chan documentary, and Chris Chan said it was the best movie ever. So that kind of like put it down on my watch list of things I wanted to watch. So like I had like low expectations going into this movie because it's Studio Ghibli, but they weren't like the highest I've ever had when watching a movie. And immediately I was like, oh, okay. So this, it's been like a week since I watched a good movie. So like, this is what a good movie feels like to watch. I'm really happy about this. Yeah. So this is just one of the best movies we've watched this year, in my opinion. And I was looking back at the numbers that we have, and it's like Project Hail Mary, a Lego Movie, The Witch, and Northman are like my top ones this year. And this like very clearly belongs in that same group. So I'm going to give this a 9 as well. This is just like, I love this movie so much. It's really hard for me to go.
100.
Really? Oh wait, I forgot to talk about the point that I took off a point with I wish, so we loved how the prince was all Aura Farmy and stuff like that, but I wish a lot of those Aura Farm moments went to Princess Mononoke, because she's the title character of the movie, and I wanted her to be like, she was a badass, but I wanted her to be like more of a badass, especially what Austin said, like she was the one being saved at the end there. I wish it was the other way around, full-heartedly, actually, you know, like that would have been interesting. Yeah. For 1997, though, incredibly progressive and violently progressive for 1997. Yeah, very much enjoyed that aspect of it. But yeah, 9.
Princess Mononoke sucking the blood out of the wolf.
That was awesome.
Was hard.
That was so cool. And then she turned and her face was just like covered in blood. I was like, I love that.
I know.
Like,
she waited to spit it out too.
Yeah.
She was just like making eye contact, and then I'm like, is she not going to spit that out? And shit. I'm like, okay, damn. She wasn't no rush for that.
That was so badass. Yeah.
But Mediak average for this is an 8.25, so 8.5.
I'll take it.
I do pretty good with that. And this movie definitely belongs in that A to S tier of movies that we've watched for the year. You said a couple weird ones for your movies.
Yeah.
We're going to let that slide for now.
Wait, why? Which
Chandler,
weird?
it's not too late. You can Mediak it to a 10.
I feel like all of those are pretty understandably, like Project Hail Mary, The Witch, Northman, Lego Movie, and
Yeah, but
What was the last one I said? Oh wait, this one, Princess Mononoke.
the only one I didn't agree with was The Witch. So I meant to say, not The Lost Me.
Well, yeah, but none of you guys agreed with that.
It makes sense for Zach's list. If none of them were surprised for Zach.
The Witch is the most impressive movie I've watched for the podcast this year, to me. Like I was the most blown away with The Witch.
The Witch high.
You did. You gave it like a 7 or something. Chandler gave it like a 2 or something like that.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We could tell.
Like it's yeah. Chandler, we have you on the podcast because you have a differing. Well, I mean, I have everyone specifically because we all have differing opinions. But that's just crazy, man. 7 for both this and Cloudy too. I know you did that on purpose.
Mad about that, Zach.
Well, because I know he did it on purpose. He did the same number for the sake of trying to get me mad. So like, there's no point in getting mad about that because that's what he did.
Oh, that's not. I had no intentions of that.
Well, still, I don't. It's your opinion on the movie. I don't really care that much. I was last week. It was mainly just confusing that someone could like that movie.
Yeah, I think it has to do with.
You also watched them differently. Like you actually watched this one and you didn't like you watched the last one, but you weren't like paying attention to it.
Well, you gotta keep in mind, bro. Like yesterday, I had to get up at like 7 for a 7-hour volleyball tournament, and
That's
then
a
I
lot of
drove
7s there.
5 hours back home, and watched a 2-hour film. So I was like
5
not
plus 7?
in the mood.
I mean, 5 plus 2, 7.
I was like not in the mood to watch this movie, so maybe like that probably affects my opinion because I think I was in the mood to watch Cloudy the Chance on Meatballs too. That's why I had high opinions of it. The other stuff vibe, bro. It's immersion, dude. So that's why wild movies are good because you're able to immerse yourself into that
And pretend like they're good movies. For the 2 hours that I watch it, I can pretend like this is enjoyable. Yeah, I guess it's enjoyable.
You told us that you might not be able to make it because of this. You didn't know if you'd have the time.
It's because I wasn't sure if the tournament was on Saturday or on Sunday, and like Friday we changed it to a Saturday, and I still wasn't sure if I wanted to drive the 4 hours back home last night. Essentially, after 7 hours of tournament, like I was so.
I was saying, if you were dead, you could have just taken a week off.
But I wanted to watch this movie, dude. I was actually very much so excited to watch this movie, and I was disappointed.
So, I think, Austin, I thought about your question a little bit more, like why wasn't I mad about this? And I think it's because I think 7's like a good number for this movie. Like I could totally understand giving this movie a 7.
Back you.
I can't understand even like remotely enjoying Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. It is without any like. I'm not doing it for a bit. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. So like that's the difference in my emotional spectrum from last week to this week.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to like fight fire with fire, but like I totally understand your opinion. That's why I'm not pressed by it because that's how I think about The Witch.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So like that's why.
Except one of them's like actually well written and like you just got to think about it, and the other one is like genuinely child garbage.
Last word.
Yeah.
It's a argument at worst.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, some people like actually like thought-provoking shit, and some people like child slop. So like, it's just kind of where you want to sit on that spectrum. So for first part of news, we got a quote from Sebastian Stan. I have this bit of news. It's kind of like whatever, because I feel like if anyone knew anything about the last couple Avengers movies, this quote's not going to really mean anything to you, but there was a little bit of hubbub about it. So Sebastian Stan said about Doomsday, "We didn't have a script. We were simply filming scattered scenes. It's another way of working, an ongoing process that's constantly evolving. The producers didn't want us reading the script so that journalists could ask us questions about it. People were like, oh, that's a bad thing or whatever. But that's like how they filmed Infinity War and Endgame. So it's such a nothing burger of a statement. I just wanted to bring it up in case anyone had opinions on it. Nothing.
Tom Holland thought he was at a wedding when he was at Tony Stark's funeral. So.
I do remember that, yeah. And my question is like, why weren't you confused when they told you to look sad, bro?
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, dude, you look sad. I'm
yeah.
Like, you're like jealous or something? Like, how did they tell you to play that? Like, oh no, Tony's getting married. I wish it were me.
And also, she's like putting his heart into the water. Like, wouldn't they have seen that and been like, "That's a little weird. Why are they doing that at a wedding?"
Yeah, I don't think they did that there. I think he was just kind of like edited into them doing that.
It wasn't that a long take of her putting the heart in the water and then it shot back to the rest of everyone standing there?
It definitely clipped. I'm fairly certain it clipped.
I'll take your word.
I just yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Get the point.
Dave Bautista's Kratos now officially. They announced it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because
Really?
the other Kratos like broke his like bicep.
No, I knew that. I just didn't know it's Dave Bautista.
I think that would have been a great cast before he slimmed down.
That's valid, actually.
I don't know.
It's giving Chris Pratt as
Mario?
I'm not gonna lie. I love Dave Bautista, and I that simplifies his acting skills. I think he's better, and I think he's gonna do a good job. But like, I think you could have used someone that isn't that prominent. He's just like big buff guy. They're like, okay, Kratos. Like,
I mean, in their defense, they didn't exactly have a lot of time to fix this. They probably, like, in my opinion, it seems like they picked it because that's what the internet wanted. And honestly, that's probably what happened because they had such a quick turnaround time for it. They were just like, we're not going to get a casting director. We're just going to go and see what people want. And we're going to go with that.
yeah, to create it, or Kratos fan cast Reddit, and then first thing that came up.
Yeah, probably. Next news. So Lanterns received more viewers than any Marvel show except for Loki season 2. Yeah.
What?
So it reached 9.3 million people globally. Loki season 2 reached 10.9 million globally. Agatha tied it with 9.3 as well. And Daredevil Born Again season 1 is the next closest at 7.5. I didn't think the show was going to be popular. I'm happy that it is. Austin's upset about that for some
DC
reason.
stays running at the TV. No, I'm not upset. I'm just like, we had that conversation, Zach, and I thought it was going to be the same thing. I thought this was just kind of get a release and no one was going to care about it. Yeah. Yeah, DC stays winning with TV, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of my friends, I think it's solely off of HBO Max, like hype, because one of my friends straight up isn't that big into superheroes, but he's watching Lanterns because it's releasing in the House of the Dragon time slot now, and he's like, "Oh, it's HBO. I'm probably gonna like it." And I'm like,
Kind of odd.
yeah. So I mean, it's also like kind of true too. Like they almost exclusively like make good shit, so it's not like it's Netflix or something. All right, next news. So this is what everyone was like gooning on James for whenever Spider-Man dropped, because they were like, oh, Spider-Man just made $2 billion and he's announcing a Jimmy Olsen TV show. So it's not necessarily a Jimmy Olsen TV show. It's called The People versus Gorilla Grodd, and it's going to be a documentary, but directed by Jimmy Olsen, like in universe. So it's a documentary in universe inside of the DC where Jimmy Olsen is making essentially an EDP style documentary to try and get Gorilla Grodd back in jail through like giving out evidence in this sort of style. I wasn't interested in this at all until they dropped the official announcement and went through all of this, because I think if it just was like a normal Gorilla Grodd and Jimmy Olsen show, it would have sucked like massively. But doing it in this very interesting stylized way of like a documentary through the point of view of Jimmy Olsen and Perry White and like all of them, I like it. I think this has the possibility of being really good as long as the Flash is in it. The Flash needs to be in it because Gorilla Grodd is a Flash villain.
As long as it's not Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
And he's not doing
Hearing the dance from the Batman TV show? You know what I'm talking about? Whenever he was a Batman in the Adam West one, he went to a bar to try and like find what was going out there. Robin was sitting in the car watching him from the sidelines, and he walks up to the bar and he orders an orange juice. Okay. We're going to get to it in a second here, because he's going to make some stupid joke about the word goon. And then he gets
doing what to James?
through the actual usage of the word. That was one of the times in which like
make their worse.
no, that's the Urban Dictionary definition of the word, like the actual definition of the word.
Definitions change. It has changed.
Not in the dictionary. In the Urban Dictionary, it's different.
So you're telling me they're gooning to James.
All right, I'm gonna just
want to have that on my search history.
this joke would have been better if it just went by, but I don't even remember what I was fucking saying. It don't matter. Gorilla Grodd TV show. Everyone get excited for it. It's probably gonna be okay. I don't know who the actual director is, because the only thing it says is Jimmy Olsen is the director, because like it's still trying to pretend to be like real. So I don't know. Wait. Oh, never mind. That's just the cast. I was gonna say I think I found the director and writer, but no, that's just the cast of it. I don't know. Gorilla Grodd's an interesting cast. They actually better have the Flash in it, or it's gonna be such a flop. So are you guys excited? Austin and Skylar, there was an announcement this morning. I woke up to it. And you guys should be, you can't look it up right now. You're not allowed to, but you guys should know about it, and you should be excited about it. Anything?
I woke up, rolled over, and sat in this chair, man.
Okay, that's more
I
understandable.
woke up, rolled it over, and saw One Piece.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. They announced 2 One Piece movies today.
Oh, wait, Sky mentioned that.
When?
Yeah.
What?
Before you went off.
Oh, I wasn't here for that though. Yeah, but they announced 2 One Piece movies, God Valley and then Bad.
Oh, speaking of, good time for this. Anyone see my shirt?
Yeah, is that
That's what
Kajaku?
made me think of it this morning.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's sick. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, because it's his cut from Mihawk. Yeah, okay.
Sick.
I kept seeing the lines and the entire thing. I was like, why is Austin wearing a weird Kenjaku shirt?
Like a Nike. It's like Aniqi. I got like a bunch of merch from it. I got like this. It's another double shirt. I got pretty cool. Actually, hold on.
I've never heard of them before.
Here's sweatpants that are Zora themed, and it's like, hold on, I see this. It says nothing happened, and then it's got the like cut thing, but then the pockets, it's got the swords going into the pockets.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
That's fine.
That's sick.
And then there's the one with the like shirt with the gum fruit on it.
I did
It's,
see
like
that,
right
yeah.
here.
From last week.
Yeah, that's that. And then why not? I'm like, I would recommend this place. It's cool. It doesn't have a lot to it, but I got the like Berserk shirt.
That's sick. The Berserk art. That's that
Quality,
image
like
is
not
so
like
cool.
it's like not
Very good. They like fit well. They're very comfortable. But yeah, really like actually good quality shirts. A little expensive, but like I would recommend.
I found
like stitching or
Yep, it's like all like well stitched stuff. Like everything back here is like completely stitched. Well, like yeah, it's really nice sweater.
okay.
I'm not an idiot, by the way. Oh wait, I do have one thing I would like to say about One Piece. I think it's cool that they're doing the Chainsaw Man approach with the God Valley thing. Like, I feel like that's something that they probably should have done if they didn't do it. I'm happy they're doing it.
Wait, one of them's God Valley?
Yeah, that's coming out a year from right now. Is a God Valley movie.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped.
Slight spoilers for the manga. We do already know everything that's happening, but they like the way that it was presented in the manga made me be like, yeah, that should be a movie whenever they make it, and I'm really happy they're doing it that way. It's like the Jujutsu Kaisen spoiler that everyone's like, that should really be a movie whenever that's coming
The
out.
spoiler that everybody knows, the worst kept secret.
Yeah, but like it's the same thing, you know. If starting with Chainsaw Man, them being actually, I guess it's Demon Slayer. They're not gonna make the what's it called into another season, right? The Infinity Castle into another season.
No, it's just 2 more movies.
I was just wondering because they did that with the Mugen Train. Like they made Mugen Train and then they just made Mugen Train again, but in the season. Okay, yeah. So I get starting with Demon Slayer. They're allowing animes to like have movies that are like supplemental to the anime, which I very much enjoy. I think it's you don't like it?
That.
Why?
Yeah. Because it's money grabbing. That's the whole point of it. Is like now we're gonna have to wait like 2 to 3 years between seasons that could be 4 episodes, and we could get it same quality animation.
No,
same
it's not the
story,
same quality
everything.
animation though. It's not.
Okay, maybe it's 10% better, but like
I don't. I think it's much
really?
more than
Like,
10%. I think it's like double the quality.
Resi arc. No, I don't like Chainsaw Man, Resi. Like
I didn't watch
Res,
Resi,
whatever you want to
but
say.
the other
Like
ones.
I thought it was phenomenal. Like genuinely one of the best anime movies I've ever seen. I don't think that animation quality was like that different. I mean, I don't know. Whatever your guys, maybe I didn't notice it.
I thought it was definitely better. I definitely noticed it different.
Maybe I need to watch it again. But
But the thing is like you have to wait half the movie before you see it,
okay.
What?
or like at least a third. The first third of the movie, there's like no action
I get what you mean.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
At least
No.
the first third.
But I feel
think-
like
I
even
thought it
in
was
the life
amazing.
stuff, it's better animated. It's more smooth. I feel like the fact that you didn't notice how good the animation was kind of like adds to that.
I think it's more. I have a really high opinion of the normal like television series for Chainsaw Man. I feel like it's really high. It's not that I don't think the animation in the movie's good, but I just
Well, compared to
I
One
like the
Piece, then
incremental
okay, like
releases.
One Piece, like the anime that's currently releasing. I know they went on pause. It's still bad. I think the pacing is still really bad in the anime currently. And the movie is just going to do nothing but be good for this.
I should say real quick before I toss this guy. I'm more opposed to the Demon Slayer way they do it than I am to like the Res one, because it's just taking 4 to 5 episodes and just lumping it together in a movie so that they can make money off it rather than it being a good standalone movie by itself. And I think the majority of anime is probably going to fall into that category than the latter.
I agree with that. The Demon Slayer movie was bad. Go ahead, Scott.
I just think certain like arcs or parts of the story are better portrayed as a movie. 'Cause getting it all at once is better than like a fourth of it waiting a week, fourth of it waiting a week, fourth of it waiting a week. Not that I'm saying I think Infinity Castle is one, but something like God Valley makes a lot of sense to see everything happening at once instead of getting a portion of it waiting a week. And then all of a sudden you're a month out from the first part and the last part. Some people might forget what happened at the very beginning. I think it's better all through. My main problem with Infinity Castle is just like I think it made sense for them to make it a movie. I just don't think they did it very well, just because they added so much stuff that I don't think needed to be there, and kind of like drew it out a lot. But like having everything happen simultaneously, like they made it feel like it was 4 episodes and not a movie.
Because it
And,
was.
like, I don't think that was the right.
I would have.
fight no plot.
I would have vastly preferred if Demon Slayer was a TV show instead of a movie, because I think it just straight up doesn't work as a movie, because there's no beginning, middle, and end. While God Valley and the Jujutsu Kaisen spoiler definitely do, and I think that like the pacing would be negatively impacted if God Valley and that Jujutsu Kaisen thing were interrupted, like you were saying, like partway through and stuff like that. Especially since specifically with God Valley, that story is so like, what's the word for it? Like interconnected. Like it has a definitive start and end point, and it's not very long. It really should be a movie. But Demon Slayer's not the same way. Like nothing was resolved at the end of that movie. We just saw 4 fights.
I know, but I still think that's mainly just on the writing of the movie, not the context of what was there. I think they could have, they just didn't.
I don't know. I don't think there's any, because there's 2 other movies coming. I don't think there's a way for it to be a good movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. But
I wanted to add.
I think there was a way.
Sorry, Sky.
That was it.
Okay, Austin. I agree. I think Reze is utter peak. Perfect. That it would have sucked if they made that into a show, because you're just able to tell a whole complete story from start to finish, and I just don't think it would have worked as a show at all. Because like that last half of the movie is pure fighting, Reze versus Denji, and etc. Like, how would you even split that into episodes? Like, they need episodes themselves have some sort of structure. It would just be pure fighting. Like, they wouldn't have been able to just like cut or splice. I mean, like I'm not sure how the Mugen movie, did they just splice it into the episode?
Pretty much, yeah.
They added some stuff too, but yeah.
Just some, okay. Because I think I watched the show, not like the season, not the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like you're just able to tell a better story with movies, and I'm personally willing to wait. Like, I think originally, like after binge watching so much stuff, I was like, man, I just want more. Once you catch up, it's like, all I want is more. But after seeing like some really good stuff that Mappa's made, like I will wait the years for good stuff. I've acquired patience, I suppose.
Acquired patience.
It's situational. I think that's the gist. Is they just have to do it right and not have it be cash grabby, and I'm down for you.
But that's where the money's at, though. The theater money.
That's what I'm gonna. That's my issue. Is like it's setting this as the status quo, and now all anime, once you reach this certain level of popularity, is gonna feel like it needs to put out full leveling.
But it's always been this. Exactly. Like it's literally like from the beginning of anime. Mm-hmm. That's okay. They were non-canon. One Piece has 400 movies.
Non-canon movies. I'm saying non-canon stuff is fine. It's supplementary, but I'm saying when it's integral to the plot of the movie and it is a needed watch and the story can't progress otherwise, that's when it's an issue.
I still don't think that's an issue personally.
Well, no, but like I'm saying, like the ones you're saying with One Piece, it's releasing concurrently, and then you also have the supplemental movie that like you can watch and also just enhance your enjoyment. But like with Demon Slayer or with Solo Leveling, it's just you need to watch this. It's longer wait times, and it could have just been a couple of episodes, and it doesn't make sense.
I think we're going in a circle here. That was my fault. I shouldn't.
Yeah, we are.
I shouldn't have added that. We could get into the next segment now if you guys are okay.
Chandler.
Yes, Guy.
What have you been watching?
Not much. I finished the second book of my Lord of Mysteries, which I think is crazy because I think I read that in 1 week, which is insane. After taking me like a whole year to finish the first book.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna be like, you spent so long in the first one, and you just grinded through that second.
Yeah. I've just been in like that mindset. Like I'm trying to learn piano. I'm trying to read. I'm just trying to do like better on certain things, which is not studying for my next exam. I'm finding other ways to procrastinate that's not doom scrolling or playing games or watching stuff. But it was really good. They definitely left out so much of the show. They left out so much in the show. But it's definitely like heightening my experience. It's helping me understand things. And I don't think I'm going to stop reading. I think it might be a minute before I pick up Dungeon Crawler Carl because it's just so good. I know it's sad. If I could do both simultaneously, I would, but they do so much in this book. It's so hard to keep track. I'm forgetting names all the time. But it's really good. I'm enjoying that a lot. I'm actually rewatching the show. I started rewatching the show and like, oh, it's so good. Has anyone here seen Lord of Mysteries? It's so damn good. Fast, confusing. That was the Chinese anime I was talking about earlier. That I said that's really fast. But it's killer. It's so beautiful too, though. It's some of the best animation I've ever seen. Like it's like almost on par with Mappa.
I've heard it's held.
It is definitely recommend. But other than that, I picked up, and I'm not really a fan of this show at all. Sword Art Online. I've heard bad things about it, but I heard that like the first season's like okay. Like
the incest show?
Incest.
No, that's why my little sister is cute.
No, I think it's both, Skylar.
I haven't gotten to that episode, I guess.
The literally only thing I know about that show is that the main character ends up dating his sister.
That might be a hell of a big spoiler.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
That might be a crazy spoiler, and now it's going to confirm me dropping it because there's already so many moments in the show that are just like kind of like icky. It's like teetering on like unacceptable. Nowhere near like some other shows. that are out there in public, but like people like it though.
I know
see a
one
lot of
person
people
that
like
likes
it
it.
online.
I know
Yeah,
one
people-
person that likes it, and I do not trust his opinion on anything.
Anyone see like Shangri La Frontier?
Yeah.
It's a very similar thing. It's like you
Yeah.
kind of are in a VR simulation. But this one, the whole or what about Rising the Shield Hero?
Yeah, it's the same
that,
thing. It's
heard
like an
that.
isekai, but they're going into like an internet world where they're playing video games.
Yes. Not just an isekai though. I mean, yes, it's an isekai, but like the whole theme of like
Playing a video game.
no, not even that. It's just like the whole underlying plot about how like there's this evil entity that's forcing you to do something, and it's like very like overpowering.
He's forcing me to date my sister. No.
I didn't. There is a love interest in the show, and you're now connecting the dots that that's actually a sister, and there's no connect. There's nothing. They don't. There's no dots that lead up to it prematurely. Like I didn't know that was a shock, but I'm not surprised that that's the girl you're probably referring to, because I'm sure later on they find out after they save the world. That's insane, though.
That's so gross. I didn't. So here he's a
That's what
weird
I'm
guy.
saying.
I thought he was just like saying shit. This is from like many years ago, back in high school. But he was like, "No, dude, it's not weird because they're playing a video game, so it's not like they're actually dating. They're just dating in the game." And I'm like,
Yeah, like that one demon is 3,000 years old. She isn't live. Come on, learn context, buddy.
That doesn't make sense to me because they have their in-game character names, so they know each other's names. No, not usernames. I mean,
yeah, like the
actual
real names.
Yeah. So that's why I'm so surprised. I need to figure that out.
I don't know. I haven't seen the show. I think I know what the main character looks like, but I'm not confident about that. Literally the only thing I know about the show is that that's what we talked about back in high school. So, yeah. Chandler, do you mind letting us know?
Okay. So the person I'm thinking of who he's in a relationship with is not a sister. I guess there's some one-sided crush. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna read further into it, but it's not who I thought it was. I guess there's something later down the road that does hint towards the sister liking him, not the other way around. Not that clarifies anything, but what you said is not inherently wrong.
But it's also not.
I'm saying I did hear it falls off hard after the first season, just like Rising the Shield Hero. Like I haven't watched it after the first season.
Same.
I thought the first season was peak. Whatever you like, however the first season made you feel in that show, that's how this show makes me feel at least.
Mhm.
It's good. Sorry, I need to get through this. I didn't realize we're gonna go such a big tangent about that. That's pretty much it. Really, just my book
Well, that's about it. See you.
and a little bit of that show earlier. Yeah, thanks, guy.
No problem. I hope your show doesn't end up having incest, but I don't know if I don't know if it will.
Not looking great.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna finish it anyways. I didn't like where I was at.
Can you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? No,
The show?
Yeah.
Seven.
Including the incest? Did you say including the incest or where I am right now?
Only the incest.
Oh, maybe incest. Yeah.
How would I rate it?
I was
Only the
just about to
incest.
say
Yeah, like whenever you get to that part, be like, honestly, I really like the love story. 7.
It's like a 7 out of 10.
That's crazy. No. This would be my 0.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your rating of 10 incest then, Chan?
That's the lose. I was.
So you think there's a 10? There's good incest.
Not that bad.
That was a trap. It's a trap.
All right. Zach,
Yes.
what have you been watching?
This is gonna be really disappointing because my answer is gonna be nothing.
Really?
I've not done anything except for like edit and work, and I've read 2 chapters
games?
of my new book. Oh, me and Austin played a little bit of
Nice.
Me and Austin played a little bit of Marvel Rivals a couple nights.
And
Lanterns? No?
Oh yes, me and Austin watched Lanterns. Yeah.
brother.
I thought that was last week. Sorry, my bad. I thought that was last week. I thought it was last week. My bad.
He already forgot about it, dude. That's the.
No, it was really good. It was really, really good. Austin was more harsh on it than I was. I think like just the sex scene in the middle of the episode is the only thing that I was like, I think that could have been removed. I think it could have been. It was with the grandma too. I think that could have been removed, and the episode would have been.
John's too hot for that grandma. That was my issue. It's not even the fact that it was. I mean, yes, there was a sex scene. I don't think they had chemistry, but like, he's out of her league, man. What's going on?
That's not even my problem.
He's chucking up at some random grandma who's like, man.
This is gonna sound weird.
With the chemistry.
I think it would have fit the story a little bit better if it didn't impact the plot. You know, like if it just was John being like, you know what, fuck it, I'll have a one night stand, instead of it like actually coming back into the plot some way. I think it would have fit slightly better. But I don't know. Me and also talked about this last night. I think it would have made more sense if the guy on the ranch didn't like him because of racism instead of the grandma thing. But that's whatever.
Or if the grandma was hotter. Sorry, you said that.
Chandler, there's one episode out. The second one drops tonight of recording. Yeah,
Okay,
but it was really
they
good.
dropped them all at once.
No, they're doing like a it's I don't know. I know based on the things that you like. There's something called writing, and they're doing like good writing in the show where they're having like hints at the beginning, and then they're gonna reveal the plot at the end of the show. So they didn't want to drop it all at once. So there's like build up.
What is he saying? That's wild. You know what? We have to do House Moving Castle so we know what good writing is.
Yeah, we will in a little bit, dude. Okay,
That's why we're doing Coyote vs. Acme next week.
yeah.
I need to do this with you guys because I just need to know how you view it compared to Princess Mononoke.
I'm gonna forever be comparing your opinions to Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs too. I don't know why you brought up Princess Mononoke.
Well, I don't know. I feel like How's a 10 to me, and like Austin, like I value your opinion more so than I do Zach's right now, I guess. And
So
you think it's not as good.
So Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 is only 3 points lower than Howl's Moving Castle to you.
What?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 is only 3 points lower than Howl's Moving Castle to you.
Look, you don't understand my grading scale.
Now do I?
Let's just call it there.
I thought you were going to say, I don't know yours, but then you were like, I don't get it either. That was actually really good.
The numbers speak to him.
The only other complaint about Lanterns I had is that he said the Harry Potter joke right at the end of the interrogation scene. I like the interrogation scene a hell of a lot, but then, like, I don't know, that shot where he says that Harry Potter line, amazing, because it was an over the shoulder shot, it was a front facing shot where we got to see the reactions of both Hal, John, the sheriff, and the alien all at the same time through a mirror. It was just so beautiful, but then he ruined it by saying, Harry Potter went to Hogwarts, you alien fuck. I was like, I didn't like that line.
I thought it was hilarious.
That's fair.
I thought it was funny.
That's understandable. I thought the funnier bit was where he was like, the breadth of you, a Southerner, your opinion on Obama is that he was president. that was so fucking funny.
No other points there, no other contentions.
You guys should watch it just for that scene because it's really good. It was Hal Jordan interrogating a guy who he thinks is an alien, and he's trying to get the guy to admit to being an alien. And it's so fucking funny, like that scene. He's like, well, so where did Harry Potter go to school? And he goes, I don't know. And he goes, they made like 40 fucking movies of that, and you don't know? It was a good time. The Obama bit
It was all out, but
that's fair.
I not get it.
I also think I'm not going to say the other theory that me and Austin are talking about just because you guys haven't seen the actual episode. So I'll throw it over. That's it. Just Lanterns.
Austin,
Yes, guy.
what have you been watching?
Oh, thank you for asking, kind sir. A decent bit, but not anything too crazy. Like Zach said, Lanterns, played some Rivals. I'm bordering on gold now. I think it was. Oh, this is gonna be crazy, but I think this is actually the number. I think I was 6 for 7 on comp games last night for winning.
Skylar's freaking out right now.
Intern.
But yeah, Cyclops goated. I got. Oh, that was so fun. Yeah, one of my best nights on Rivals like ever. It was great. got some Breath of the Wild in actually, like this past week. I've got the glider now, finally. It took way too long for that, but now I'm like actually starting the game, so that's nice. I have officially re-listened to the entirety of Dungeon Crawler Carl. Like I've gone through it twice now.
Weren't you
Yeah.
on book 1?
Yeah, and I finished book 1 when I like texted you about that, and all of book 2. Book 2 is so much worse than I feel like most of the rest of the series, and I'm sorry to say that, Sky. I'm like, I didn't mind it my first go around. I was eating up the like dungeon slot type thing, but like compared to the rest of it, like it just doesn't have the comedy or the charm of the first one, and it doesn't have the depth of the others. So like it definitely is the worst of the series, but it's still good. But yeah, the second one is the lowest, and I might be listening through them again. It's just nice to have on in the background, like it's scratching that itch, like more so than music does when I'm doing other things, but I don't want to focus on anything. It's just like I'm able to have that in the background while I'm like cooking or while I'm working sometimes and doing a monotonous task. It's so nice. I love Dungeon Crawler Carl. What else other than that? Pursuit of Jade. I'm on episode 36 of 40 now. I'm almost done with that. I've been like grinding that one. It's very, very good at this point. But I do want to finish that so I can watch other things. Besides that, I think that's it. Reading some One Piece, trying to get a little further in the manga. I've been at the same point for so long now. I just need to start grinding. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for asking.
Well, that's about it. See you.
That's awesome. I thought whenever you said you read through it like a second time, I thought you meant like you went through 8 like again. Like you finished 8, like book 8 again.
You muted yourself.
I meant like, yeah, I think you're muted. But I meant like you were on book 1 last week. You read 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8.
I went through it in a weird way. Technically I have a couple of chapters until I get all the way through, but I went back after I finished book 8 the first time and started listening to book 3 because I thought I was slightly confused in some stuff in book 3, and then I just kept listening through the entirety of book 8, and then I started back on book 1 and then finished book 2, and now I'm back on book 3, and I'm probably just going to keep going if I'm being honest. It's just nice to have in the background.
That makes a lot more sense. That's why I was initially had like my jaw dropped. I was like, that is an insane amount of hours in 1 week that you suddenly brought up. That was like, I watched a little bit, and it's like,
It was only like 12 hours. Yeah, not that bad.
Is that everything? Okay.
Yep.
All right, everyone, get ready. 3, 2, 1. Sky, what have you been watching? Chandler, you started late. I had to go off to Boston.
I'm sorry, bro.
No, that honestly probably sounded the best out of any of them ever, but like that scared me. I was nervous the entire time.
you for sure? Yeah, my God, this is
Real.
the passing
This
the
sounds
torch
so awkward to me.
Austin.
Like I knew I folded instantly.
Well,
No, I don't want that responsibility.
yeah. All right,
Too
Sky.
much.
I'm gonna be honest, it's not a lot. It's basically 0. We're starting to pick up a little bit, and it's a little frustrating. My days, instead of 8 hours plus studying, are now looking like 10 hours and studying. So usually by the time I'm done, I'm like, I'm eating dinner and going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really not much. I watched like an episode of
Lanterns?
Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. And that's it. In the entire week. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
A little boring on my half.
That's
I
okay.
didn't even get to pick up Dungeon Crawler Carl. I literally picked it up one time, and like as I was opening it, I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. Then I put it back and I went to bed.
Yeah, do the audiobooks. That's why you can do it while doing other things. It's nuts.
I like actually like holding the book and reading the book.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's the only thing. So if I get that, I would have to pay for both because I'd have to listen while I'm reading. And then I feel like I'm level 10 brain rot. Like I can't do anything if every single sense is not being picked up at the same time.
I will say book 8, especially. I think other books as well. I think book 7 in some areas, but like book 8 especially, there's some audiobook moments that are need to be listened to. Like genuinely do not have the same like not interpretation, but like enjoyment level if you're just reading. Specifically one chapter, and you'll know what I'm talking about, but that's whiles away.
I guess I have a bit of a funny story. So, with my long weeks, I have not been able to cut my grass. So my grass is very long. And I was like, yesterday, I was like, oh, finally, I have like 40 minutes. I can cut a good portion of this because my yard is little. And I get halfway through the front and it's a torrential downpour. So I have to stop in the middle. So my grass is now half cut.
Tragic.
Yeah, I'm striking out all over the place, but everybody goes through a slump. All of a sudden, MVP candidate. That's what I'm calling. But, yeah, that's all I got. Mainly just inspirational quotes for you guys. What'd you say, Jan?
I said you'll rebound.
You always do.
Yeah. That's what we do. Up and down roller coaster. Don't worry. I got inspirational quotes left and right.
That's life.
But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the ramble.
People say
At the end, this was the review of Princess Mononoke. So,
shot down in May. That's life.
So muted.
Yeah, can we mute this guy?
See, this is funny because that's a Joker reference because the Joker's saying that's life at the end of his movie. That's life.
Do you want to cut that?
Hey, you saved everyone from like 4 weeks ago. Also, that's actually a good joke. The Sydney Sweeney one wasn't. Oh, actually, wait, you weren't even joking about that. You were serious.
No, it wasn't.
Why so serious?
Why so? Chandler, that's another Joker reference. Wow, holy shit, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, Austin, you should check that link I just sent in the.
I'm trying to. Discord's dying. That sounds like it looked like that's the right thing, but I can't see the chat.
Did you send it to just Austin?
No, I'm not in general. They don't have my size, but you see the glow in the dark.
Yeah,
So
that's
hard.
good. I saw that. I was debating for one of those too, but it's cool story.
Oh, the Kaiji number
Yeah,
8
sword.
short. That is sick.
I need it in extra large. I just won't take anything other than that.
They're oversized. This is a medium.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Dude.
medium.
Oh gosh.
Bro, their
Like,
average
everyone's
audience
different
must be some
shape.
big boned people, bro.
They're oversized keys. So like
I think I like gym fits and stuff like that. If you like
Okay.
wearing them.
yeah, like so like I don't know. It's oversized, like it's longer to the elbows, but it's not like this isn't stuff we
So it
need.
might have the.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're at 2.5 hours right now. We can sign off.
All right. Well, as you may have heard before, thanks for sticking around. A bit of a ramble here at the end. But this is our review of Princess Mononoke. Our goal is to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year. So anything you do, like, comment, subscribe, share, even just watching the video the whole way to the end, it's greatly appreciated. Let us know what you thought about this movie down below, especially on the ending of the movie and maybe on the princess herself. But next week is the movie. Zach did not hit his quota for saying Coyote first.
Coyote for Zach. We go see it next week.
But we will be reviewing Coyote vs. Acme next week. So come back for that one. I have high hopes. And I'm hoping it doesn't let me down. So we'll see you next week.
Doesn't it have like,
101.
it has like a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now?
Yeah, I think it's at 97 now.
Oh, word. Well, we'll see you guys next week. I'm very excited. Dude.
Good time.